And it's now time for Leopard football between LaGrange and Cameron being played in Cameron. With the play-by-play, let's join Gary Dushek along with Dave Toffel.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 Leopard football season. We're on the road tonight, Cameron Yo High School, as the Leopards take on the Yeomen to open up the third season for Coach Kyle Cooper. And the Leopards' second meeting back-to-back, the first time that we have been in Cameron in a long, long time. Even some of the guys up here that lived here for a long time couldn't remember the exact date that the LaGrange played a ball game here. And some of the guys up here thought it's got to be at least 20 or more years since the LaGrange has been here for a football game. So something new. It's a neat old stadium. The way it's kind of set up with a kind of a brick out front getting into the facility. But David, first night, a lot of things working here. You got a few new coaches on each side. LaGrange, maybe not as many as Cameron's got new coordinators, but both teams got new starting quarterbacks, and there's a lot of things that with the first game that you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting off season, really. LaGrange is, year three of a new coach, and so you like to think that the beginning of the season you'll start to pick up where you left off last year. And again, the offense clicking the last weeks of district, and then again, obviously, when you run into the playoffs and you have a team that goes all the way to the state championship run, you kind of end on a sour note. But again, coming into this year, you have a team now of juniors or seniors that had 3 years in the program. So you would like to see some guys move into that starting role. And tonight you'll see that with a brand new quarterback, which we have seen last year play. He got a few snaps, but it'll be interesting to see this year how Eli Gillum will do for LaGrange as he's the starting quarterback tonight.
And the other thing for LaGrange, last year they had, I think, 9 or 10 sophomores that started that played almost all the time. So they've got a year under their belt now as juniors. And the coaching situation is a little different. Coach Chance Willard is going to call the plays this year. Before that, Coach Cooper had been calling all the plays, and he's kind of gotten more involved with the defense. So that'll be something different to see how that plays out. And the first time for Coach Cooper in 4 or 5 years, and we talked about this, that he'll have a quarterback that's not his son. and he said, it's a little different. I mean, you don't take it home as much like you used to, but he said, to me, in that regard, that doesn't mean anything at this point. I mean, but that's got to be a kind of a weird feeling for him too, knowing that the quarterback doesn't have your last name anymore.
Yeah, but the one thing I will probably say is Eli is a coach's son too.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
His dad, Chris Gillum, is one of the defensive coaches here, and so whenever your quarterback is a coach's son, you're able to kind of continue that progression or that relationship. So. I think it's going to be interesting really to see how this goes. I think you'll see some new names tonight pop up, and you'll see some old faces as well tonight. So I think LaGrange has positioned themselves for a good offensive night. We just need to see what that defense will do.
Yeah, we know LaGrange has got plenty of skilled players from last year at the wide receiver spot. And again, Cameron will have a new starting quarterback, and their best returning running back is DeMarcus Lopez Pinchback. He is a junior, and he had over close to 500 yards last year. He's the one we think is wearing number 2 and not number 22. The Yeomen have had a pretty good history of football. They won state 3 years in a row in 12, 13, and 14. Last year, 3-8. Their coach, Aaron Bobineau, is in his second year. He is a former player played football at Texas. And I understand that this young man right here, next to me over here for Cameron, this coach over here, was a wide receiver at A&M right here.
Yeah, Kendrick Rogers is one of their assistant coaches to our right, and coincidentally, he was the one that caught the last.
Well, that conversation came up a while ago
against LSU, and that's
right here.
Yeah, that's right. So he caught the last the reception there to put the Aggies over the top on that 7 overtime LSU.
Number 13?
Yes.
That explains why he's got an A&M player, number 13, on his screen there. So I didn't realize he was that tall.
He is. He had a few years in the NFL too as well, and again, that's the beauty about having players like that come to small towns. You really like to see things like that happen, and especially coming here to Cameron. That's an awesome move.
Well, they were telling me too a while ago that apparently he either married a girl or a girl from Milano. So,
and again, that having any type of experience, and even LaGrange has their own Division I athlete players too on their coaching staff. So it's always good to have folks like that come to small towns and kind of help build the talent that you have here. And again, Cameron's one of those schools that you always see, in the playoffs at some point. Last year was a rebuilding year for there, and I don't think you're going to see the same team from them last year. I think you're going to see them give LaGrange, at least in the beginning. It's going to be interesting to see, do they go fast or do they play conservative? I'll be interested to see what they do.
Last year, you remember the first game of the year, they jumped out 14-0 before we played a minute and a half. LaGrange turned it over deep, and LaGrange had a fairly big lead and let it get away at the end and wound up winning it on a field goal. Cameron has won state, four or five times.
Four times, yeah. 12, 13, 14, and then it had something in
81. Yeah. But they've been to the playoffs 49 times. But they're in the district with Rockdale, but the big dog in their district is Franklin.
Yeah, and Franklin's always going to make themselves deep into the tournament or in the playoffs every year. And, again, it's kind of when you're a 3A school, because, again, Cameron and LaGrange for a while were district, foes, and, they would play each other regularly. And again, they, like Columbus, stayed in that third A group where LaGrange went to 4A.
Well, they were the lucky one last year. They were 3-8 on the year, but the first round they met up with Columbus in Bott District. So, but again, though, and I think Todd Dodge was his first head coaching job, I think, was here at Cameron, too. That was a long time ago. All right, the Leopards coming out of the dressing room to our left, they're wearing the purple pants tonight with white numbers, purple helmets with the gold LG. Of course, when you're in Cameron, it's a lot of maroon up here.
Good color.
A&M Eat West.
We even talked about it pregame. The other thing that will be a challenge tonight is Cameron's depth. Their roster is not that deep. And so, again, a small 3A school, you're probably going to have a lot of Ironman football here for Cameron. So, LaGrange, it looks like they have a pretty good roster there. And, again, unless you see something different, Gary, it looks like the team actually got a little bit bigger since last year. I think you start to see some of those sophomores that were playing, like you talked about, beefed up over the summer, and those juniors as well, because, again, that's a good set of – that's a team that did not have that size last year.
Yeah, Chance Willard is the offensive coordinator. Rodney Poole still is the defensive coordinator, but again, Coach Cooper getting more involved in that part of the game for the Leopards this year. And again, and we all know it. I mean, that's been the bugaboo for 3 years. You score 40 and give up 45.
That's just the nature of the beast when you run that type of offense. Same thing happened with Mike Leach all those years at Texas Tech and at Mississippi State. When you put 40, 50 on the board, you tend to give up just as many as well. And so, again, I think the difference now, though, is LaGrange has spread the talent on the team. They're not all on one side of the ball anymore. So I think now Coach Cooper's got enough folks where he can rotate them in, but I think he's got at least a good 18 deep or 18 on each side of the ball where he can rotate them in without having just to go 11.
You talk about some of those guys like Leach, their theory, sometimes they'll go ahead and score so I can get the ball back.
Yeah, give me the ball. And again, the thing with LaGrange's offense, you'll see them sometimes go 3 and out 3 or 4 times in a row, but then they'll put 21 points on the board in less than 2 minutes. Yeah. So you kind of just have to take that and understand that that's just kind of how this offense is built. It's built really for endurance, and I think that's where LaGrange can really pay in on a team like Cameron this year, who's a little bit undersized, a little bit undermanned, and again, first game of the season for them, they're themselves going to have some problems.
All right, we'll take a break. We're at the home of the Yeomen, Cameron. We'll be back with more of our pregame show here. We'll take a 60-second break.
Time to clean up? Call All-Star Roll-Off for your roll-off dumpster needs. Sizes range from 15-yard all the way up to 40-yard roll-offs. All-Star is now offering front-load dumpsters for weekly and bi-weekly services as well. They currently have 2-yard, 4-yard, 6-yard, and 8-yard dumpsters for residential and commercial needs. Call today for a quote, 979-966-9726. That's All-Star, 979-966-9726 for a quote today.
Remember when banks knew your name, your story, and your dog's name too? At National Bank and Trust, we never forgot. We've been part of this community for 137 years, and we're here for the next 137 more. NBT, where banking feels like home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Cameron. I got a nice night so far, but David showed me some great news a while ago. There is rain in the forecast up here for this evening at some point, hopefully not anytime soon. I don't mind the rain so much as long as we don't have the extras that goes along with it. That'd be the last thing we want on opening night is a weather delay.
Yeah, anytime you start off the game saying, okay, 91's not bad for opening, for the opening game, and then you look real quick and within an hour it drops 10 degrees, that usually means it's going to bring some precipitation with you. So, it does say it's going to be anywhere from at 7 o'clock, nothing's really in the sky right now, but at 8 o'clock it's supposed to jump to 50%. And then supposedly at 9 o'clock, we are at 92% chance of something. I would imagine, again, we could be some showers outside, but the winds are only going to be 3 to 5, so I don't think it's going to be that hard.
It's a fair-sized crowd here. Like I said, they take their football here very seriously. They got a good crowd. It's home game. LaGrange's crowd is not bad, but you got to remember there's a fair going on.
Yep.
That earlier start may have an effect on people getting away as early, so they may still have some folks coming in there. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from LaGrange. Brian, probably closer than that, isn't it?
Yeah, I got here in about 50 minutes from Bryan College Station, and so, again, go to Hearn, take the back road here to Cameron. And, again, it's been a while since LaGrange has been here. So, again, nice stadium, good community here. Everybody's involved. And, again, I'm looking forward to seeing how LaGrange can answer coming into the season.
You're talking about the new fields tonight, their first game on the refurbished Short Orange Stadium, or Hoosman Stadium. But going through Lexington, looks like they're turfing their field too. They're working on their field. And the way it looks, there ain't going to be any ball games there for a while. All right, the Leopards sending out captains tonight. Dylan Johnson, along with Mason Kleiber. Offensive lineman Sterling Walla and Oliver Gunn, the big O. And the two captains for the Yeomen are Brody Aguirre, wide receiver linebacker, who's a senior, and also the other captain is Mikhail Keith, who is probably their best defensive player. LaGrange is deferred.
Number 4, Mason Kleiber. Number 51.
So LaGrange deferred, so it looks like the Yeomen are going to get the ball here in the first half. So LaGrange will get the option in the second half for the football. Partly cloudy, sunny now, but we'll see how it goes as the evening moves along. All right, we'll take a break. We've got National Anthem coming up. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The law office of Mary Gunn at 240 East Colorado is a huge supporter of the LaGrange Leopard football team, with a special shout out to senior defensive lineman and tight end number 0, Oliver Gunn. The office is also happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast. And if you're in need of legal service, contact the law office of Mary Gunn, 979-968-6365. Again, that's 968-6365. The office located at 240 East Colorado.
Longevity matters.
Round Top State Bank has been serving this community for 113 years. Our 5-star superior rating proves our strength and stability.
Local matters.
Our success is attributed to our employees, local people who know you and are familiar with your financial needs and concerns.
Options matter.
There is no one size fits all when it comes to banking. That's why at Round Top State Bank, we offer a complete line of innovative banking products and services to meet your needs.
Customer service matters.
We believe that a banking relationship is built on trust. We strive every day to earn your trust by providing knowledgeable, friendly service with a smile.
Your money matters. It all comes down to this. It's your money and it matters. Whether you are opening your first account or saving for retirement, it matters to you and it matters to us. Let our experienced bankers help you achieve what matters most to you. Round Top State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And this is KBUK LaGrange.
Yeah, Cabrera. All right, LaGrange getting ready to kick it off here, teeing it up. Jeffrey Cabrera, and the season is underway. High end over end will come down about the 12 or 13-yard line, and Cameron fakes an end around on the return, pinch back with it, and he gets it out to the 15-yard line, or check that wasn't pinch, but that was Jack Sagiri, but pretty good coverage against that fake reverse, and they got him pinned back deep at the 15.
Zabronic there with the tackle. He stayed back and wasn't fooled on the reverse, and LaGrange with good defensive field position there as they're going to spot this one, Gary, just right at the 15-yard line.
Doesn't take long for the Leopard band to get going over there, does it? All right, LaGrange will come out on defense for the first time. Of course, the defensive line anchored by Oliver Gunn. Also on the defensive line, you got Carter Finch and Christian Biles. The Yeomen in a shotgun with one back. They have a wing off to the left side with three receivers. And they'll hand it off to Pinchback coming up and breaks the tackle and gets it out near the 19-yard line, and so with Oliver Gunn hanging on to bring him down.
Yeah, Raymond Ortiz got the first hit there in and kind of stayed on him. Oliver came in for the tackle and short gain for Cameron.
All right, 2nd and 5 at the Yeoman 20-yard line. Again, they spread them out with three receiver set, two out to the right. Ball's on the near hash mark. LaGrange moving people around. Quick drop and a pass out into the flat, and breaking a tackle after the catch is Tre'Vavion Miles, and he'll get it out near the 23-yard line, and it's going to be a little bit short on the little quick hitch pass.
Yeah, good coverage there for Holmes, and then Broussard comes in with the tackle, Trey Broussard, and again, good defensive move there for LaGrange. They gave up a few, but still in good position for third down.
All right, 3rd and 2 at the 23 of Cameron. First possession of the season. 3 down front for the left, 4 across the linebacker spot. Throw across the middle. That ball is caught by the outside receiver on the left side out over the 30 for a first down. And on the reception there was Joe Mick.
Yeah, the junior Duane Thompson there with the tackle. They played a little zone there. They gave up the catch, but made the tackle, but enough for the first down.
10-yard pickup out to the 34-yard line, or an 11-yard pickup out to the 34. First down for the Yeomen. Man in motion near side. The quarterback, Scott, rolling out near side on the keeper. He's in trouble, and the Leopards string him all the way out. That's going to be a loss back near the 30-yard line. And coming up to make the tackle included Duane Thompson from the safety spot and had a little help, and that's a loss on first down of 4.
Yeah, LaGrange wasn't fooled there. A few folks got in the backfield that caused the quarterback to go backwards. And again, Thompson there with a 4-yard loss.
All right, a little tighter formation. They got 2 receivers out left, but not real wide. They also have a wingman to that side out of the shotgun. Scott back to throw, and the ball is caught out in the flat for Tre'Vavion Miles, and he's got some running room outside, and he's going to get it over the 40-yard line, and they're going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, just like that, quarterback rolls to his left, tries to find somebody open. Man snuck through the linebackers and the safeties and was able to make the easy grab, moves the chains, and for a first down.
14 yards on that play, and the ball out to the Yeoman 44. We've just started 2.5 minutes into this one. 2 receivers to the right side now for the Yeoman. Pinch back to back. They'll give it to him and nothing. He's stuffed in the backfield. A good defensive play there for the Leopards. That's a loss back of 3.
I think that was Carter Finch there with the tackle. I think he was first one to make contact. And so that was a loss of about 3 yards.
All right, 2nd and 13. Officials reset the ball. LaGrange again with that 3-man down front. At the defense toward the far side of the field. Here's our first timeout of the year. This is a timeout taken by the Yeomens. 8:50 to go in the first quarter. No score. We'll be back to Yo Field in 30 seconds.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating Incorporated in LaGrange is proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. A Lennox home comfort system from Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating gives you and your family around-the-clock comfort at a perfect temperature. Call 968-5277 to learn more. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating along with Lennox. Comfort is just a phone call away. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Yeomen facing a 2nd down and 13. Opening possession at their 41. Drive started back at their 15-yard line. Oliver Gunn now set up on the right side as a defensive end, a 3-man down front. Almost man in motion is Aguirre, and they go right on the handoff to Pinchback, and he's stuffed again as it got to the line of scrimmage off. He ran right into the strength of the defense there on that play, and LaGrange had a lot of white jerseys there.
Yeah, a lot of guys in on the tackle for the Leopards.
Cason Conrad may have been the first guy there, and Gunn was right on the spot too. So it is now 3rd and 13. No gain on the play there. Tight formation again. Small slot to the left, one flanker here near side. Back to throw Scott across the middle. The ball is caught, breaking a tackle. Is Brody Aguirre at the 48, but he gets it in the left territory, but LaGrange gets him down there, and it's going to be short. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 2.
Yeah, LaGrange brought some extra guys in, and Cameron had the screen set up perfectly. So, again, they got a lot of yards, but LaGrange did dial up the pressure a little bit. If that would have been your traditional drop back and throw, LaGrange would have gotten pretty close for the sack.
All right, 4th and 2, and it doesn't look like they're going to punt. Or draw them off sides maybe for a first down. All right, 4th and 2, first big play here at the Leopards 48. One running back. Now they put Pinchback there, and they got motion. Yeah, it looked like.
I don't know who they're going to.
I think they had 2 running backs moving at the same time back there.
The other thing is they don't have the play clock running.
All right, that may change their mind here on that. Yep, they're going to send out the punting unit now, it looks like.
Yeah, we've got
false start.
1 25-second clock off and 1 on 25. So I think they're not running any of them for tonight.
It puts the ball back in the Leopard territory, back at the 47. And now they'll send out the kicking unit on 4th down at 7. Grange trying to get their return team out there. Duwadley Thompson deep for LaGrange. We know he is a weapon back there, standing at his 15-yard line. LaGrange trying to get their guys out there, and I don't think they had enough. They're going to burn a timeout here on the kicking team.
Had a late guy coming in off the sideline.
I think that's Coach Hammondtree, who was not all that happy about all that.
And it's not good when it's a senior who comes off the field late. So, so LaGrange will have to take a quick timeout and readjust. But again, good job on the defense. You know, they gave up some plays. I think Cameron had 3 first downs on that drive, and again, LaGrange was in good field position throughout the way, made some good stops, but again, Cameron, they moved the ball. They had different options for them.
7:12 left here in the first quarter. Leopards have not had the ball yet. Hoping to get it here on this 4th down play, 4th and 7. As they are in the Yeomen in punt formation. Punter is Edgar Velasquez. He's standing back at his 35, and it gets to Duwadley Thompson back at his 18. On 4th down and 7. It's a good snap. The kick is short, end over end, near side. It'll hit, and Thompson slips, takes it on a bounce at the 18-yard line, but you better look out if he gets into the open. But he gets it out over the 25, near the 30. And I guess under the circumstances, that was about as good as you could hope for there on that one.
Thompson was trying to avoid the ball because it was short. It had a hop on him, and he lost his footing in this turf, got back up, and the ball bounced right into his chest, so he had nothing to do but go. He was able to move the ball and get a few yards.
All right, the Leopards have it at the 28 after the punt. So the first time for Eli Gillum, bringing him out. Gillum single back to his right side. LaGrange with a 4-receiver set. 3 out to the right side. 4 down front for Cameron on first down. Quick drop by Gillum. Ball caught out in the flat, and LaGrange can get up the sideline. Dylan Johnson, and he'll have a first down. And he works his way up the sideline on that quick hitch on first down.
Yeah, you want to start off with an easy pass, especially to kick off the season. And Johnson with a nice grab and got upfield and got very close to a first down.
A little bit short. They'll mark him at the 37. So it's a gain of 9. So 2nd and 1. Tight formation here. Gillum out of the shotgun. Up the middle on the handoff. Goes to Clayton Mahalka, but he's going to be stuffed, and that's going to be a loss. The offensive line got pushed back there, and it's going to be back to the 36.
Yeah, not much Mahalka could do there. As soon as he got the ball, he was already met with the defender. May have even lost a yard.
All right, now we're down to 3rd and 3, and again, LaGrange goes quick. Gillum on the creeper, left side, first down out over the 40 on the quarterback sweep, and they'll get it out to the 43-yard line on the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, wasted no time. He looked over that left side, ran right over the guard and tackle, got the first down.
All right, first down for the Leopards. At the 44, and going around the right side with a use. Hold is Mahalka down the sideline, inside the 40, down to the Yeomen.
I see a flag over here back on our 40.
That may not be good. Big run, though, from Mahalka. Holding on the Leopards. Well, that took a big play away from them.
Yeah, that was on the right side of the field, but I don't know if that was the interior line. But because the flag was thrown over there on the actual the number, I think it could have been one of the wide receivers downfield. So it's going to move him back 10 yards. But Mahalka flew out the gate as soon as he got that ball. And again, nice job running by him, but we got to go back 10.
All right, the ball back at the 36-yard line of the Leopards. It'll be 1st and 20. Eli Gillum takes the snap. Play action, deep ball down the near sideline for Thompson, and he overthrows him, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, looking to go down here to Thompson. He had one-on-one coverage there, and they had a good play with both Johnson and Thompson, and he tried to burn him downfield, had good coverage. The defender there was Velasquez.
Offensive line for the Leopards. Luke Anderson, Sterling Walla, Eric Kovara, Jahir Lopez Ocon, and Trey Brumley. All right, and we get another flag. Now we're getting into the first game flag.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a false start, and I think they're going to get Duwadney Thompson. He kind of pulled up on that last run of his when he was running downfield, and I think he kind of just lost his footing there, and he's going to check out and go onto the sideline, but that one was on him.
So that's 2 penalties now for the Leopards here in this possession. Cost them 15 yards. They started at the 28, and that's where we're back to now after the penalties. 2nd down and 25. Gillum to throw. Has time, little inside receiver screen. That should be an incomplete pass. He tried to hit the slot man on that ball there. Cohen Zabronic, but he was hit as soon as the ball got there, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, tough break there. Again, nice play, but Zabronic was hit as soon as that ball got right in between his numbers there. LaGrange is in a dangerous 3rd down and 25. They got to be very careful here.
All right.
And they're throwing into the sun, too.
Davis said 3rd and 25 at your 29. Gillum notice handed off to Mahalka up the middle, get what he can out of it, and got it out over the 35, out near maybe the 37. And what looked like a promising possession went by the wayside because of the penalties, and the Leopards are going to have to kick it away.
Yeah, LaGrange is going to bring the punting team out. It's going to be 4th down and long for the Leopards, so we'll get our first punt here, or punt action tonight.
The 9-yard pickup for Mahawk of Waste. Nowhere close. Punting, Colt Job. Now, this kid can kick it. Went to a couple of pretty exclusive kicking camps this summer. And he nails that one. Nice high spiral.
Man.
That's a really good kick all the way down to the 13-yard line, and it's going to roll into the end zone. Well, I told you that. 62 yards on the punt.
That was people didn't even drive that far to get here.
And that looked very effortless.
Yeah.
So a touchback and bring it out to the 20-yard line. That just looked like there was nothing to that one.
Man. I mean, when you said that, I go, okay, what kind of camp? A good one.
He went to one of those that apparently it's affiliated with ESPN, I forget. And because his dad was telling me about that. He went to a kicking camp at Tech. And then the other one was in Kentucky somewhere.
We got to be careful in Lubbock. You know, the winds are up there, so they can't.
But apparently they had him on like he's a junior. He's like on the junior watch list. All right, first down for Cameron back at their 20. Their second possession after the 62-yard punt that resulted in a touchback. Pinchback will get it. He's stuffed in the backfield, and that's good defensive play there for the Leopards. That was Edric Gantz breaking through and blew that play up for a loss.
Yeah, Gantz, the sophomore, the big sophomore there. First guy to get in the backfield for the Leopards, and then again everybody else kind of jumped in on that. So good job there by Eric. Again, sophomore.
All right, 4-yard loss back to the 16-yard line. Brings up second down 14 for the Yeomen with 4:20 to go in the first quarter. No score. Cameron's got two receivers set near side. Rolling out near this way is Scott looking to throw, and he's going to go down and sack back at the 5-yard line. Coming in on the tackle, Caleb Norwood, the linebacker, and another big loss for the left defense.
Yeah, Cameron was rolling out to the right side. It looked like they were going to run the ball, then drop back and throw. But Norwood, no one really got a good grip on him, and he came through clean and got the big sack.
8-yard loss back to the 8-yard line, and they have third down and long now. They have to get it out to the 30-yard line for a first down. 3rd and 22. Scott to throw out of his end zone, and they try. It looked like an interior screen there, but that had no chance. And I think the ball actually hit the lineman before it got to the running back. So good stand for the Leopard defense. 2 big losses and an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Oliver Gunn was pretty much right in the quarterback's face as soon as he threw the ball. And so, again, great job by the defense to come up big after going pretty much 3 and out on that first drive.
DeWatney Thompson standing at the Yeomen 40-yard line looking into the sun. Edgar Velasquez kicking out of his end zone here on 4th down and long. Good snap. And we get a pre-snap penalty once again. Well, this is the first game of the year.
Yeah.
False start against Cameron, so that'll take it back to the 4-yard line. So now LaGrange puts the deep receiver is Trey Broussard. I think you're probably right. I think something is not quite right with Thompson.
Yeah, he's going to take his time.
So Velasquez now deeper in the end zone. High snap, pulls it down, gets it away, wobbly kick, and it's going to sail over Broussard. Hits at the 40 of Cameron. He goes back into Leopard territory, gets it at the 45, and he gets it back into Yeoman territory near the 42-yard line. So Trey Broussard with a good return. The Leopards have great shape here in Yeoman territory. We're scoreless. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
The LaGrange Family Health Center is happy to announce that their new physician, Dr. Nathan Anderson, is now on board, and he is seeing patients in both the LaGrange and the Giddings Clinic. The LaGrange Clinic is located at 1253 North Von Minden Street and over in Giddings at 598 Cactus Street. To make an appointment, you can call 979-968-8493. Again, Dr. Nathan Anderson is now on board and is seeing patients at the LaGrange Family Health Center, their location in LaGrange and Giddings.
Hot deals at the LaGrange Napa. Save on select Milwaukee tools. The M18 Impact Wrench with friction ring, $299. Napa full synthetic high mileage motor oil, the 5-quart jug, $26.49 or $5.39 a quart. That's at LaGrange, Napa, 210 East Travis.
All righty, welcome back. Well, they didn't waste any time on that timeout. LaGrange just ran 3 quick plays, and they have the ball all the way inside the 10-yard line down to the 5.
Yeah.
The first big run, a big pass play completion from Eli Gillum to Broussard for 22 yards, got it down to the 20. And then running back Clayton Mahalka picked up 8 yards and now another 2 yards, and the Leopards have it just inside the 5-yard line. First down and goal.
And they also brought in Oliver Gunn to be a blocking back.
All right, handoff up the middle on the left side and plowing into the end zone. Dylan Johnson and the Leopards are on the board. That looked good.
Yeah, wasted no time. Again, LaGrange coming in right away and just moved down the field effortlessly.
All right, the extra point attempt for LaGrange is Aaron Torres. Kick is up and perfect. 2:41 to go. Leopards 7, Yeomen nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff. We'll do this one in 60 seconds. See if that one works.
Brawley Dental Clinic is dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again. With their state-of-the-art facility, they offer everything from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. Brawley Dental Clinic has comprehensive services in dentistry that meet all of your dental needs, providing full-service dental care with excellent treatment options. Contact Brawley Dental Clinic today to make an appointment at 968-5813, located at 110 North Washington Street, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5.
Truck buyers, listen up. Alpha One Ford is overstocked on F-150s and they've got to go. Right now, get up to $13,000 off select F-150s. Yes, $13,000 off. Plus, 0 interest, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days. That's right. Drive now, pay later. Thinking about leasing? It's never been smarter. Lower payments, a brand new truck every couple years, full warranty coverage, and peace of mind. Don't wait. The F-150 you want at the deal you need is on the lot right now at Alpha One Ford in LaGrange, just off Highway 71 or online at alphaoneford.com. Better trucks, bigger deals, only at Alpha One Ford.
All right, here's the Cabrera kickoff, end over end to the far side, taken near the 10-yard line. Here they fake that reverse again and bringing it back on the return for Vivian Miles. And again, the Leopards do a good job of covering that. Don't bite on the fake, and they pin him back inside the 15-yard line again.
Yeah, LaGrange seems to be in the right place at the right time with that. That's back-to-back kickoff where Cameron tried to show that they were going to do a reverse and ended up just keeping it themselves. But good job, special teams play.
Leopards really took advantage of that good field position after the punt, return to taking over at the 42-yard line. 4 plays, 42 yards. Dylan Johnson, a 5-yard run. Of course, the big pass play from Gillum to Broussard set all that up, and the Torres extra point makes it 7-0 here in the first quarter. Oliver Gunn, right defensive end, the nose tackle for LaGrange is Carter Finch, and the defensive end on the near side of defensive tackle, Christian Biles. 1st and 10 for the Yeomen. Pinchback gets a handoff, tries to pick his way up the field, but there's just nothing there. The Leopard defense is off to a very good start here in this first quarter.
Raymond Ortiz coming in off the edge for the Leopards, making the first contact. I think maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as we have 2:10 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 ball game. I keep looking at my watch and say it's not even 7:30 yet. Here we are at the end of the first quarter practically. I see this must be little cheerleader night here tonight. They're everywhere. All right. 2 receivers out for Cameron on the near side. Scott rolling out to throw, looking, fires one to the near side, and it's intercepted at the 28-yard line by Trey Broussard for the Leopards, and it gets it back to the 20. Good defensive play there, and Broussard with the interception.
Yeah, quarterback was on the run there, trying to scramble out to the right side, find somebody open, underthrew the ball. Broussard was able to slide right in and get the interception. And LaGrange will get great field position with that play.
At the 20-yard line, so that's their second straight possession where they have taken over in Cameron territory. This comes with 1:46 off the interception and a chance to tack on another score here before the quarter. All right, Eli Gillum will bring him back out. Single back to his left, Mahalka. Double stack receivers. Little mix up in the back. Mahalka gets the handoff and drives forward inside the 15 and taking tacklers with him down near the 12 or 13-yard line and a good first down play.
Yeah, shotgun snap kind of went to the right for Gillum, so he had to reposition the ball before he handed off to Mahalka, which caused a slight delay.
All right, second down and about 3. Gillum will keep it on the quarterback keeper around the right side and get it down inside the 10, and that ought to be enough for a first down. They'll mark it right at the 10. So first down for the Leopards at the 10. Gillum fires into the flat. The ball caught out there by Dylan Johnson, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds near the 3-yard line, and a good first down play. And the Leopards are moving it again.
Second down.
All right, Mahalka will leave, and they'll bring Dylan Johnson in. It looks like he may be the short yardage back then. LaGrange also has Oliver Gunn as a blocking back. They give it off to Dylan Johnson up the middle, plows in, and for the touchdown.
Johnson on the carry. 8-3, good for a Leopard touchdown.
Well, I'll say this early, and the Leopard offensive and defensive lines have controlled this game.
Yep.
Well, the other good thing is they turned a short field into a quick touchdown. Points off of turnovers on this one. It looks like they're one guy short here on the extra point. How much time do they got? All right, here is Aaron Torres for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, line drive it, but it's right down the middle, and the Leopards lead it 14-0. The holder is Quaddy Brothers for the Leopards. So at 14-0, short field, 20-yard drive. We'll take a break, have the kickoff. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, the Leopards quickly turning that Broussard interception into a 4-play drive. It covered 20 yards for the touchdown, with quarterback Eli Gillum picking up the 3 yards for the TD, and the Torres extra point makes it 14-0 here late in the first quarter with a minute left. And early critique, not so bad so far.
Yeah, things are really going in LaGrange's way right now. They're taking care of the ball, and they're capitalizing on Cameron's mistakes.
All right, here's the kick by Cabrera, high and deep into. That's going to sail all the way into the end. We cut loose on that one. That sails into the end zone for a touchback.
And there's no wind. You know, on a kick like that, that ball landed right in the end zone. It didn't roll into the end zone. It landed in the end zone. So
I think he was sandbagging those first two. We'll let this one fly now. But well, in a lot of regards, the Leopards have won the special team game here so far tonight, too, and the kick coverage has been good. It'll be out at the 25-yard line for the Yeomen, who are trying to pick up something going. They had 2 first downs in that first possession, but since then, LaGrange has just held them in check. Yeomen will send out Joe Mick out to the left side. Quarterback is Jacoby Scott. Pinch back the running back to his right. Put a man in motion. Quick pass out here into the flat. That ball was so underthrown. The receiver caught the ball on his knees. That's going to be down. Incomplete. It's a short hop. Yeah, okay. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that one was going to go incomplete. Here's something you don't see every day. The game clock has the seconds, but they also have the point. So we have 50.8 seconds for precision there. But that helps when it comes to track time too.
All right, 4 receivers set now for the Yeomen, 2 each way. Ball near hash mark, 2nd and 10 for Cameron. Scott to throw into the flat, caught out here in the flat by Miles, but not a very big gain as he's covered up quickly by the secondary. Getting over there, the stop for the Leopards there was Howard Holmes.
The sophomore, that's his first tackle of the night. Again, cornerback for the Leopards. I believe he started too.
So a gain of 3, and it's 3rd down and 7 for the Yeomen with 24 seconds to go in the quarter. Pinchback will be set off to the left side now. Scott to throw into the flat to Pinchback, and he is hammered as he catches the ball, and a lot of white jerseys come over here to finish off the play. That's going to be a loss. This is about as aggressive as we've seen defensively for LaGrange here. And that's going to wrap up the quarter. Good quarter for the Leopards here. They're up 14-0 here in Cameron. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with the second quarter right after this.
Hey, did you ever switch to National Bank and Trust?
I did. They know me by name, helped me refinance my house, and didn't try to upsell me on anything.
Seriously? A bank that listens?
Yep. Feels more like a neighbor than a bank.
NDT. Local people, local decisions, real relationships. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Time to clean up? Call All-Star Roll-Off for your roll-off dumpster needs. Sizes range from 15-yard all the way up to 40-yard roll-offs. All-Star is now offering front-load dumpsters for weekly and bi-weekly services as well. They currently have 2-yard, 4-yard, 6-yard, and 8-yard dumpsters for residential and commercial needs. Call today for a quote, 979-966-9726. That's All-Star, 979-966-9726 for a quote today.
Hi, welcome back to Yo Field here in Cameron. The Leopards 14-0. And the LaGrange will be going now from left to right. Cameron in punt formation here to start the second quarter from their 26-yard line. There's the kick by Velasquez. Far side, that's taken by Dewadney Thompson. Down the sideline he goes. Look out. He's inside the 40, and he gets tripped up at the 30-yard line.
Got a flag at about the 47-yard line. This one may be coming back. Good to see Thompson back on the field.
So where the flag is at the 48-yard line, so we mark it from there, correct? LaGrange could have had the ball near the 30, but the penalty is going to put him back. They're still counting. Is that a clip? That's 15 yards he stepped off there. The flag was inside Yeomen territory, and the penalty was marked off back to the 40. So the Leopards have it at their 40-yard line after the punt. Cameron continuing to play a four-man front. Eli Gillum We'll hand it off to Mahok up the middle. A good opening on first down over the 45 out near the 47-yard line for a quick 7 yards.
Yeah, good play there by Mahok. And again, good running room for the offensive line.
Now they marked it back at the 46, so they gave him 6. Second down and 4. LaGrange quickie. Mahalka coming right, cuts it outside, breaks a tackle, and gets it to the 50, and I think he's going to have the first down.
Yeah, good second effort there for Mahalka. Gets the first down, and ball will go across the 50-yard line.
All right, first down at the 49-yard line now of the Yeomen, and LaGrange again picking up the pace. They've got 3 receivers out left, one to the near side. Gillum takes the snap, quick pass into the flat. The ball caught by Dylan Johnson. He's got some room, gets it inside the 45, still on his feet, works his way down the field, breaking tackles to the 30, still going, and a bunch of gray jerseys finally get him on the ground inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, great job there by Johnson. Again, did not want to go down. As soon as he made the grab, he was already met with the defender and just kept on churning his feet. Got the first down and some more.
Marked him down at the 32. That's 17 yards and a first down. The Leopards on the move again at the 27-yard line. Gillum on a quarterback keeper, right side. Huge hold, 15, 10, and he scores as he breaks the tackle at the 5. 27-yard touchdown run for Eli Gillum.
Yeah, good job there with the Leopards on that play call there. They kind of drew the defenders outside the box, and once they saw the wide open hole front for the quarterback keeper, Gillum took it and went all the way to the house for the touchdown.
All right, Aaron Torres back out there for the extra point. In the holder is Howard Holmes. Quaddy Brothers. Good snap. Kick is up, and it hits the upright, ricochets the wrong direction, and it's no good. All right, the Leopards with 10:38 to go here in the half, 20-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the kickoff.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Look at you, having it together. You've got a car. You have a house. Now get your car and house insured together with a State Farm agent. A local agent can help you customize your coverage and save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability, amount of discount, savings, and eligibility may vary.
Welcome back to Cameron. So far, so good for the Leopards. A 20-0 lead. Eli Gillum with his second rushing touchdown. This one, 27 yards. They received the punt. They're penalized back to the 40-yard line and took them 4 plays to go 60 yards. Offensive line has had a good night so far, too. All right, here's the kick by Caprera. Let's see if he launches. Yep, he did. Airmailed that one down to the 2-yard line where it's taken back there and bringing it back up to the near side and finding a little running room is Miles, and he gets out near the 25, and he takes a big shot on the kicking of the Leopard kicking team. I believe that was Howard Holmes with the big hit.
Yeah, rough part there for the rough part for Miles, the return man, was he slipped as Holmes went in for the big hit.
Yeah,
so
the
helmet flew off.
And I think Coach Bobineau was asking that very same question about that part of it.
That was not intentional there at any stretch. It just looked like it was because of how the player slipped.
We would be looking for the dreaded targeting call.
That would be rough if that one was it. But again, glad everybody's okay.
All right. Yeomen have it at their 25, first down. Jacob Scott at quarterback. He's gone the distance. Edgar Velasquez, the receiver, split out to the far side. LaGrange still with that 3-man front. Scott to throw. Ball is and he sacks. Boy, a pump fake, and Oliver Gunn didn't bite, and he just drags him down right after.
So Oliver knocked it back.
No.
So, yeah, he threw it. Oliver knocked it back to him. He caught it.
All right, but boy, your eyes are better than mine.
And he was right there, right in front of the gun, right there. Could have either had a sack or a
So
tackle
does that
for
go
loss.
down as a completion to yourself?
I think it goes to the run. I think it's a run.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Because he caught it back behind the line of scrimmage. So,
So either way, it didn't work very good for them. That's a loss of 5 back to the 20. Great play for Oliver Gunn. So it's 2nd and 15 now for the Yeomen. Clock is at 9:48 to go in the first half. You know, they got all this new stuff this year, but you can use the technology and the stuff on the sidelines this year, getting in plays. LaGrange said, we ain't doing that. It's too confusing. All right, back to throw is Scott. He pumps fakes. He's in trouble, big trouble back at the 10. The ball gets knocked out of his hand, or did he try to throw it away? Ball went out of bounds way up here by the 12 or 13 yards. They're going to call that grounding.
Now they're going to call it grounding.
There wasn't a gray jersey within sight of that one. Yeomen wearing gray and white with maroon and trim numbers.
We got a few scores coming in across the state. It's Burton 24, Holland nothing. That's the second quarter score there. San Antonio Central 7, Gonzales nothing. Fort Lavaca Calhoun 8, Yoakum nothing. Let's see, Marion right now over Stockdale 18-7, and then Sealy on top of Navasota 14-0. Giddings on top of Gerald 7-0. Caldwell scores over Crockett 6-0, and Marlin right now 7-point lead over Lexington.
Sealy is going to be an issue this year.
That's going to be a challenge. Yeah. We got that one last time of year again.
Intentional grounding. It's an 8, and the ball is placed where the quarterback threw. It's also a loss of down, so they're back at the 12-yard line. It's 3rd down. They have to get it out to the 35. A lot of defensive backs in for LaGrange. Scott to throw far side, and he overshoots his man. I think there was some confusion there between him and the receiver, Edgar Velasquez, and the ball nowhere close, incomplete.
Salina on top of Belleville in the first, 7-0. Gatesville over Taylor 7-0. Ganado leading Van Vleck 7-0. Bloomington over Woodsboro 14-0. And Shiner scores first over Hallettsville 7-0. Lavernia over San Antonio Burbank 14-0. These are all first quarter scores.
3 and out for Cameron. They have to punt the ball again. Velasquez inside his 5. LaGrange should get good field position again. Thompson standing near midfield. It's a good snap. Kick is away. Good kick there. End over end taken. This is Broussard on the return at the 47, 40, 35, 30 down the sideline. He's going to score untouched from 53 yards out on the punt return. But, of course, I'm sorry. Yeah, and it looks like Coach Hammondtree probably knows that was right because he's really giving the blues to one of the punt return guys. They've had some good returns brought back for penalties tonight. LaGrange does have some guys that can run. So the Leopards take a touchdown off the board for a penalty on the punt. Flag thrown near the 35-yard line. That's twice now tonight that they've had some big gains on punt returns brought back. Looks like this is going to be a block in the bag. But they still have it at the 45 of Cameron. But it could have been a touchdown. Yeah. could have, would have. All right, Eli Gillum brings them up. 1st and 10 at the 40. It seemed like the whole first half has been on Cameron's end of the field for the Lep offense. 4 receivers spread out. Gillum will hand it up the middle. Mahaka's got a little bit of running room. Then he runs in the pinch back, but he's still driving forward, still moving, and they move the pile inside the 40. And it turns out to look like a 3 or 4 yard gain is going to be close to 8. Good hard run by Mahaka, and good job by the offensive line.
Yeah, Mahaka, again, running right up the middle there. Nothing fancy about that. And, again, having people around him to help push him. get those extra yards.
And they gave him 7 to the 38, 2nd and 3. 3 receivers right, and the snap flies over the head of Gillum. He wasn't ready for it. He just goes back and he gets on top of it, way back at the 42-yard line, and really the first mishap of the night for the offense.
Yeah, I don't know if Gillum was trying to change the call or threw off the cadence from the center, but he wasn't paying attention on the snap, and man, LaGrange loses a ton of
20-yard loss back to the 42-yard line.
That was a hard snap. And again, our quarterback's 7 yards off the ball anyway, 10 yards off the ball.
So the Leopards have to get it to the 35 of Cameron on 3rd down. Gillum rolling out, will fire across the middle. The ball is caught by Mahalka, but it's going to be well short. I think that's Mahalka that made that play.
Yeah.
No, go ahead and check that. That's a Mason Clyber, but it's going to be well short and gets them back into, I guess, a workable 4th down. Looks like LaGrange is going to stay out there. The completion at the 46. So they got 12 there. So, and maybe not. Maybe they are going to send out the kicking team here. Pin them back.
Well, based off the last punt, this one may be making it towards the bus.
All right, so the Leopards are going to opt to kick it away as they bring out Cole Job. His job is to pin them back as deep as they can. 4th and 11. And while give up the momentum and give them good field position by going for it. It's a good snap. High kick end over end. This could be really good. Hits at the 15-yard line, takes a leopard roll inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 2, and that's where they kill it. That's perfect.
That was a great punt again. Return man was too afraid to go after it and stop it, and when he did, that ball hit on the ground and it rolled right to the 2-yard line.
What is that? You kind of kick it with the point down with that end over end. Yeah, obviously he has had some teaching. Back to the 2-yard line, 44 yards and no return, and Cameron has to go 98 yards here on this possession. And they've had they have struggled to move the ball here early.
I wouldn't be surprised if LaGrange brings the pressure here on the first play. Gunn's been in the backfield a lot tonight. This is probably the time where you want to play a little bit aggressive just to see if you can get the safety right here.
6:59 to go in the second quarter. This quarter seemed like it's not progressing real quickly. We had a lot of short possessions. Jacoby Scott brings him out. He'll be out of the shotgun. He'll be standing in the end zone. Yeah, they could send everybody. Got a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage, and they'll hand it off to Pinchback. And we get
I don't know if it's a false start
we got a flag.
or if it's a delay.
Well, that false start may be the best thing that could have happened. He had no chance of getting out of the end zone.
That one would have been tough. That might have been one of those where you would have thrown it, making you think it was going to be a pass play there. But
it's going to be a 1-yard penalty on the false start. So back to the 1-yard line. And LaGrange has got everybody within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage here. I guess the one thing you worry about here is him just railing back and flinging it down the field.
Nobody really wants to do a quick kick on a first down, but this might be the right time to do it. Because they brought the house.
The Leopards have controlled the line of scrimmage tonight. Now at the nose guard spot now for LaGrange is Edric Gantz. Now, they spread them out. They got a 5-receiver set, and then that was a lot of moving around, and another flag flies before the snap, and the umpire
but they stopped it, so I'm assuming Gantz made contact. I know we're going to get probably hit for the offsides, but usually they let them play. I wonder if they're going to still tag Cameron.
So they did call the encroachment on LaGrange. So they'll get it out to the 6-yard line, which I guess is a little bit better than being on your goal line. First down and about 7 now. And they're going 4 receivers here from their 6. 1 back. Scott looks back to the sideline and see if they change the play. The running back is Jackson Geary. They're taking a lot of time here. Now they're ready to go. They'll give it to Aguirre up the middle, and he is hammered right at the line of scrimmage as the defensive front to shut that one down. There's just no place to run for them.
I think Ortiz was there on the tackle.
They're actually going to mark him for a loss back to the 5. And it's going to bring up third down. It should be third down. It's second down at the 5
Yeah, because the penalty, the first one was the penalty.
Yeah, that's right.
About 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7.
So second down at the 5-yard line of the Yeomen. LaGrange again bringing up some guys to the line of scrimmage, a little more so. They'll hand it off up the middle. A bit of a running gap there. Little hole for Aguirre, gets it out near the 10-yard line, but it's going to be a little short on that little quick hitter. And nothing else that gets them a little further out of the way from the goal line, depending on where they spot it.
I think there might be a little...
Yeah, I think Aguirre may be injured, the running back. Officials time out here for an injury. We have 5:47 to go in the opening quarter. It's opening half, 20-0 left. We'll be back with more Leopard football on KVUK in a moment.
Longevity matters.
Round Top State Bank has been serving this community for 113 years. Our 5-star superior rating proves our strength and stability.
Local matters.
Our success is attributed to our employees, local people who know you and are familiar with your financial needs and concerns.
Options matter.
There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to banking. That's why at Round Top State Bank, we offer a complete line of innovative banking products and services to meet your needs.
Customer service matters.
We believe that a banking relationship is built on trust. We strive every day to earn your trust by providing knowledgeable, friendly service with a smile.
Your money matters. It all comes down to this. It's your money and it matters. Whether you are opening your first account or saving for retirement, it matters to you and it matters to us. Let our experienced bankers help you achieve what matters most to you. Round Top State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All righty, on the third down and 2 play, as Scott went back to throw, hit a little hitch pass on the far side of the field at Travion Miles and reversed his field and got it all the way out to the 30-yard line for a first down for the Yeomen. That's by far their best play of the night.
Yeah, good job there by Miles. He, again, stayed on his feet, made the big hit, and he was being chased down by Oliver Gunn. Made him slip and still got some few extra yards.
Yep, 20 yards on that play. First down. They got a little breathing room now out near the 30-yard line. 2 receivers out to the far side, and LaGrange jumped off sides, it looked like there. They're going to let the play go. They air it out across the middle, and the ball is intercepted by Colt Job, but I don't think that's going to make any difference because LaGrange was off sides. So they had a free play there, it looks like.
Yeah, Conrad jumped off sides there for the Leopards.
So they may have stopped that before it actually started, because why would they stop it when he's running the ball back in the middle of the interception? So they may have, that play could have been blown dead there. So it's going to be LaGrange with a 5-yard penalty. That'll put the ball at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 5. LaGrange still with a 3-man down front. Scott looks like they're changing the play again. They have 2 receivers to the near side. It's the narrow side of the field. And now we got a whistle, and I think Coach Cooper and the Leopards are going to take a timeout here. So LaGrange timeout with 4:39 to go in the opening half. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating has the experience, knowledge, professionalism, and quality service you'd expect from a Lennox Premier dealer. This earned distinction means you receive outstanding installation, maintenance, and service on your home's heating and cooling system. Call Readers Air Conditioning and Heating at 968-5277 today or visit them online at readersac.com to learn more about how they can make your home's air perfect. Readers Air Conditioning and Heating is happy to be a part of today's broadcast. The law office of Mary Gunn at 240 East Colorado is a huge supporter of the LaGrange Leopard football team, with a special shout out to senior defensive lineman and tight end number 0, Oliver Gunn. The office is also happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast. And if you're in need of legal service, contact the law office of Mary Gunn, 979-968-6365. Again, that's 968-6365. The office located at 240 East Colorado.
All right, welcome back to Yo Field. Leopards up 20-0. Cameron with the football, first down and 5 at their 35 in a second quarter where here in the last few minutes, a lot of wheel spinning by both teams here. All right, Yeomen back out there with their spread. Scott will hand it off to Pinchback, and there's just nothing there. They have really did a good job of stuffing this running game, and Leopards had a lot of white jerseys around it, and the defensive lineman, Carter Finch, throws him for a loss of 1.
In Rockdale, Smithville, the Battle of the Tigers. Rockdale 7, Smithville 7.
Tigers just now, so they're Smithville 7-7 to Rockdale. Smithville looked trying to pick up a win after going 0 for last year. All right, second down and 6. Scott has a couple of receivers out left and the wingman on that same side. And again, they're changing the play pretty regularly from the sideline here. Pitchback will be set to the right side. Scott will roll that way, looking to throw under pressure across the middle, and nothing but white jersey.
Is that intercepted?
And it's intercepted by the Leopards, Kason Conrad.
And he's the one that jumped off sides a while ago, so he made up for it with that INT.
And the Leopards get it at the 39-yard line. I don't know if I saw a gray jersey there or not, but there was a lot of white ones there, and the Leopards pick it off.
Man, that's a good play there. 3:41 left to go on the clock, so there's plenty of time. And, again, Conrad jumps in and makes the big grab. Good interception there. Again, it was a lot of traffic there in the middle of the field, and he came up with the big interception. And if LaGrange takes care of the ball, they can get one more score in.
39 yards. You know, okay, if you're a quarterback, you got white jerseys and gray jerseys.
Yeah, that's tough.
And there ain't a lot of contrast there. All right, first and 10 for the Leopards at the 39, and now we got a timeout on the near side. We got a timeout taken by Cameron here before LaGrange runs this first play. We'll just keep it here as the Leopards with a 20-0 lead here with a 3:41 to go in the half, and we'll ask our football guru here first impression so far for the Leopards. What do you think?
You know, again, I think LaGrange right now seems to be they're communicating better. You know, you don't see a whole lot of movement or, you know, guys that are out of alignment there, either on offense or defense. So I will say there seems to be some great communication there. I've been impressed tonight with the tackling from LaGrange for number 1, and that's across the board, all players. And then I've been also impressed with Mahalka and how he runs and how he protects the ball. He's doing a really good job there tonight. Again, Gillum meeting expectations or exceeding them so far tonight. Again, this won't be what district looks like for LaGrange, but for so far, you would want to see
also, too, is they have a significant depth advantage, and they're taking advantage of that, too. I mean, LaGrange is shuffling a lot of guys in. All right, first and 10 for LaGrange at the Cameron 39. Gillum will fire play action, and as the slant across, a lot of contact there. There's going to be a flag as DeWadney Thompson hit the turf about outside the 20-yard line, and LaGrange is going to pick up some penalty yardage here.
Well, that back judge threw that flag, and he threw it right at one of the players.
What I don't like is now these two officials are going to have a conversation.
Yeah, and one's going to say, I saw it, and one of them is going to say, not.
They called something on Cameron, the illegal contact.
Or maybe it was contact when the ball was in the air.
Defensive holding. They're going to call it pass interference. That's 15 yards.
You could pretty much have a fist fight until that ball was thrown. And once that ball's thrown, you got to play a little bit off.
That 15 yards takes it down to the Cameron 24-yard line. It's a first down for the Leopards by way of penalty. Ball's on the far hash mark with a chance to punch another one in before the
Looks
end.
like I see Oliver Gary on the left side lined up as a wide receiver, close to the end.
Yeah. Biggest. All right, the snap gets away from Gillum. The ball is still rolling around, and they just lost it on the turnover.
Yeah, that's been, the blunders of the night so far have been the bad snap where we lost about 20 yards earlier, where that ball rolled across midfield and Gillum had to go get it. And then right there was also a bad snap, or Gillum was just out of alignment there because it looked like he wanted to do kind of a play action to Mahalka to throw it downfield because Gunn was already running a flag route. And right there, ball goes back over. Talked about it again. You have to take care of the ball.
Jack Sagiri with the turnover, and the Yeoman really dodged a bullet there. LaGrange had the ball at the 39-yard line, and then after the penalty, had it inside the 25, and they cough it up.
LaGrange only has one timeout here. So Cameron, what they need to do is they just need to try to get a first down so they can keep the clock moving. They don't want to go 3 and out on this one.
All right, first turnover against the Leopards. The Yeoman taking over at their 28. They spread them out with two receivers to the far side, plus a wingman to that side. Pinchback is the only running back. Yeah, the clock has not had any ability to move consistently here in the second quarter. All right, they give it to Pinchback up the middle, finds a little running room, gets it out over the 30-yard line before getting tripped up about the 33 for a pickup of about 5, and a number of Leopards in on the spot there. Caleb Norwood, one of them.
Yeah, just a simple handoff right up the middle there.
So 2nd and 5 for the Yeomen. They're 33. 3 down linemen for the Leopards, but they bring 2 guys up, and now we got more movement in the line again, and LaGrange is pointing at Cameron.
Going to be a false start there on Cameron.
Yep, so they give the Leopards the 5 yards right back on the penalty. Guess it's illegal to turn the lights on in the press box. All right, 2nd and 15 now, or 2nd and 10 rather for the Yeomen, back at the 28-yard line. No, I just love it when they change plays at the line of scrimmage, and especially when the clock's not running. Well, it is running now.
Now it is, yeah, they finally got
after the penalty. All right, Scott to throw, rolling out under big pressure, and Gunn just smothers him, and he tries to throw it away, and that's going to be they're going to call him down way back inside the 15-yard line, and that was and Oliver Gunn just basically just ran over everybody to get there.
Kind of a man on a mission there, and I think what Cameron is doing, they're protesting that there was a guy in vicinity, but they're going to say intentional grounding there.
Well, they almost could have called him down too because of forward progress. So they did call it a penalty. That's the second time that Scott has been called for intentional grounding back at the 15-yard line. That's 13 yards on that penalty.
And I think what the referee is saying is his body movement didn't suggest that he was throwing the ball, that he was getting hit as he threw it.
So the ball back at the 15 with 2:26 to go, first half. Scott back to throw. They had the little running room here, gets it out to the 20, to the 25, and it gets hit, and that's going to be a flag on LaGrange. And that was an easy call there. And I think that was Graham Yeomens, might have been the guy that hit the quarterback out of bounds, and that was a real easy penalty there. He was well on that big white stripe, and they just gave him a first down with that flag.
Yeomens is going to make the argument that the quarterback looked like he was trying to go out of bounds and turn it upfield, and that's just one of those you almost have to kind of give it to the quarterback either way, and easy call for the officials there.
Yeah, they'll get 15 yards on this one.
Man.
You pick up the first down on the penalty. They haven't had a first down in a while. Out of way out to the 43. The first down for Cameron at their 43-yard line, but that clock is just not moving anywhere here. Two receivers right, that's the wide side. Play action, Scott to throw into the flat, and the ball caught, but hit immediately after the reception. Travion Miles, good play there by the Leopards secondary, and coming up, that was Howard Holmes. Yep. -1 on the carry, on the play rather, up back to the 42.
Let's see. Did LaGrange take a timeout or somebody did? Let's see. Officials timeout. Looks like there was an injured player there on the field, so everybody will get an equal break there.
Clock stop with 1 51 seconds to go here in the first half. The Leopards leading 20-0. 2 scores in the first quarter, and then the 27-yard run by Eli Gillum here. But this has been not the crispest playing quarter. We've seen a number of flags, a couple of turnovers here and there.
And I think you talked about it earlier, too. LaGrange is running, some rotations in. They're getting some other folks some opportunities to play. You kind of do that when you have there you go. There was something.
Yeah, the light.
So, again, LaGrange right now has a big, next couple downs. Cameron and LaGrange each have 1 timeout. So,
if you're Cameron, you're probably thinking we're lucky it's only 20 because we played this whole quarter in our end of the field.
I mean, it almost could have been 34-0 at this point.
All right, the two teams are back out there. Second down and 12. The ball at the Yeomen 42-yard line.
You can see LaGrange already working on their shotgun snaps on the sideline. Again, two botched snaps caused LaGrange a turnover and yards tonight, 2 separate occasions.
All right, 2nd and 11. Scott to throw, got some time, flips it out to pinch back in the flat, but boy, the defense got there in a hurry, and that's not gonna gain them anything. Well defended again by the Leopards, and coming up was Kason Conrad.
Timeout called by LaGrange.
And the Leopards now are going to spend a timeout here to save a little time. It is 3rd down and 11 for the Yeomen.
1:46 left to go here in the second.
All right, we'll take a 30-second break and be back to Cameron. It's 20-0 Leopards.
The LaGrange, Giddings, and Flatonia Family Health Center is currently taking applications for a licensed vocational nurse and our medical assistant for their growing medical practice. The clinic's hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They offer PTO, HSA, and 401k. Applications are available online at lgtxhealth.com or stop by one of the locations, either in LaGrange at 1253 North Von Minden, Giddings 598 Cactus Street, or in Flatonia at 230 West North Main Street. The phone number is 968-8493.
I can see what I'm writing now. All right, welcome back to Cameron. The Leopards are up by 20-0 score. The Yeomen have 3rd down and 11 at their 42-yard line. In the last couple of minutes, it just seemed like we're just kind of sputtering along. Scott rolling out right, still looking to throw, fires one, and the ball is going to be deflected and almost intercepted off the deflection, but it's incomplete on the far side of the field.
Came back at the line of scrimmage. Don't know what that one's going to be. Could be a hold.
The one drawback to the lights coming on, we got the glare now right there, but that's all right. At least we can see what we're doing here. We've had a few penalty flags here in the second quarter also.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, LaGrange.
Yeah, that's going to cost them 50. Well, they are kind of shooting themselves in the foot here in the second quarter here. That'll give them a first down to the 43 of LaGrange. Off the penalty. And we still have 1:38 to go.
So fresh set of downs, right? 43-yard line.
4 receivers set now for the Yeomen on first down at the Leopard 43. And again, they changed the play midstream. Pinchback, the running back, is on the right side of the quarterback. Scott will roll that way. Gunn giving chase. Scott's going to run. He's got the corner, and he gets a pretty good gain down inside the 35-yard line, and he's going to be a little bit short of the first down.
Yeah, good movement there on the right side of the field. Had a big wide hole open there. Gunn just could not catch up with him. It's going to be a gain of about, 8 yards there.
All right, down to the 34-yard line, 2nd and a yard for the Yeomen. Scott looking to throw into the flat, and throws a fastball right through the hands of Pinchback, who was right out here in the flat. He had no chance, and Christian Ball's right there in coverage for the Leopards. So 3rd down and a yard.
Cameron can take their time. They have no timeouts left, so they can draw that play clock as down as they want.
Again, the play clock is not operated all night long, so we're kind of at the mercy of the officials here. 3rd down and a yard at the Leopard 34. Scott to throw. He's under pressure, gets out of there, and he's going to have a first down to the 30 and down near the 22 or 23-yard line. So broken field run there for Scott, and they keep the ball moving here.
Yeah, LaGrange brought some pressure on the outside, and there was a hole right in between the guards for him to get the first down.
Picked up 10, and, well, you just don't want to let them get the momentum here right at the end of the half with the late score. 39 seconds and counting. Scott rolling out to the near side, looks to throw across his body. The ball is caught, completed at the 15-yard line, and going out of bounds after the reception to Alan Wilcox.
Mason Kleiber with the push out there on the right side of the field.
They marked it out at the 18-yard line, so pick up a 6.
Clock stops at 30 seconds, so 30 seconds left.
Second and 4 for the Yeomen. In the wide side is the right side. 2 receivers split out that way. Scott rolling out that way under some pressure, giving down and giving chase and getting him down, but he gets the pass away in the backfield. It is caught, but it's going to be a loss back outside the 25-yard line. A big rush there by Caleb Norwood. And all Scott was trying to do is get rid of it.
And I'm trying to figure out, okay, somebody had a timeout because they stopped the clock.
And that's their last one, too, so they're out of timeouts. The ball was caught on the far side. The good big pass rush by the Leopards again set that up. Aguirre made the reception, but it's a loss back to the 25, so a loss of 7. And timeout with 19 seconds to go. LaGrange has only had the ball in this quarter for, let's see here, 1, 2, 8, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They snapped the ball 8 times in this quarter. First quarter, much crisper, a little sloppy here in the second. So the Yeomen now with 3rd down and 11. No timeouts for them. At the LaGrange 25. This possession started back at the Leopard 28-yard line. A couple of 15-yard penalties by the Leops helped the cause here. All right, 3rd down 11. Scott back to throw under pressure, and he's under big trouble, and he dumps it off, and the ball is incomplete.
That's a fumble.
Well, they threw it forward, I guess. But a big rush by the Leopards that, again, that was Jonathan Bamps coming in to force that late pass that was dropped in the backfield, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down there. I think they're going to say incomplete pass, like you said. So Cameron right here can take as much time as they want to off the clock. If they don't score, LaGrange will get something back there. Again, they have no timeouts. So I would imagine Cameron's just going to send everybody.
Just throw it
deep
into the end zone, right? What
yeah,
do you think?
and then if you're LaGrange, you don't want to probably intercept it inside your own 10.
All right, 4th and 11 at the 25 of the Leps. 2 receivers near side. They put a man in motion back this way.
Flag.
And now we got a flag. Of course.
A false start.
We just don't want this quarter to end.
No.
First quarter lasted about 35 minutes, and this one has gone close to 45 already, maybe longer than that. Another penalty on Cameron. That'll take it back to the 30. This is our first game quarter here. To get a first down, they have to get it to the Leopard 15. All right, Scott puts a man to the near side, rolling out to the left, still looking, big pressure, a lot of white jerseys. He's in trouble, and down he goes back outside the 40-yard line, and just a big rush by the Leopards, and that's going to be Christian Biles and a big sack. The 12-yard loss on the sack by Biles.
Yeah, LaGrange again had plenty of guys in the backfield, a lot of pressure coming in from the edge. So LaGrange will get about 9 seconds left to go. We've seen them throw the ball deep downfield. Thompson, can run. Broussard, can run.
Yeah, they got some. The Leopard defense has really played a good first half. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Yep.
Defensive line has really controlled things. The offense was crisper in the first quarter.
And, I remember a couple times last year, Mason Kleiber with big grabs. So you got folks that can play deep ball.
They got a 5-receiver set here, no backs. And Gillum
There you
running
go.
up the middle, then Brandon was one of his linemen, and that let that defensive man make the tackle.
I guess Luke Anderson will get credit for the tackle
an
there.
assist. And that's going to run out the first half, and that's the first half. But the Leopards, very impressive in the first quarter, and a little bit of a letdown here in the second, but they're going to the dressing room with a 20-0 lead over the Cameron Yeomen here in Cameron. One half is in the books. We'll hear from a couple of minutes of our sponsors, and I think Mike has got some news items for us, and we'll be back here in Cameron. We'll kind of recap things here in a little while and maybe have an opportunity to listen to the band. Mike, you've got it for about 10 or 11 minutes.
LaGrange Napa has hot deals this summer. Keep your car clean with a variety of Turtle Wax products, starting at $7.59. Napa heavy-duty diesel engine oil starting at $15.59 a gallon. That's at LaGrange Napa, located at 210 East Travis, LaGrange.
Raleigh Dental Clinic offers comprehensive services from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. They will meet all of your dental needs, providing full dental care and excellent treatment options. Dr. Carrie Brawley and the entire staff are dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again in their state-of-the-art facility. Brawley Dental Clinic at 110 North Washington Street. They're open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Call today, 968-5813.
Truck buyers, listen up. Alpha One Ford is overstocked on F-150s, and they've got to go. Right now, get up to $13,000 off select F-150s. Yes, $13,000 off. Plus, 0 interest, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days. That's right. Drive now, pay later. Thinking about leasing? It's never been smarter. Lower payments, a brand new truck every couple years, full warranty coverage, and peace of mind. Don't wait. The F-150 you want at the deal you need is on the lot right now at Alpha One Ford in LaGrange, just off Highway 71, or online at alphaoneford.com. Better trucks, bigger deals, only at Alpha One Ford.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Welcome back to Yo Field. It's 20-0 here at halftime, and let's recap the scoring for you. Leopards jumping out with a couple of touchdowns in the first quarter. Dylan Johnson on a 5-yard run closed out only a 42-yard drive that covered 4 plays. Extra point attempt was good by Aaron Torres, made it 7-0 with 2:41 to go in the first quarter. Leopards then added another touchdown later in the quarter. Eli Gillum on a 3-yard run. Again, another short field, 4 plays, 20 yards. Extra point made it 14-0. That short touchdown run there by Gillum was set up by the interception by Trey Broussard. And then in the second quarter, early in the second quarter, 10:38 to go, Leopards went 60 yards in 4 plays. Eli Gillum with a strong 27-yard run. The extra point, it was off target, hit the upright, and it was 20-0. And then after that, David, everything kind of started sputtering around. There wasn't much going on either way after that. Turnovers, penalties, and it kind of came to a halt.
Yeah, I think both LaGrange and Cameron were trading penalties back and forth. I think a lot of it, honestly, had to do with fatigue. You start to see a lot of guys playing a little bit tired in that second quarter, and then you really, again, once you start to see the penalties, that's when you can usually attribute it to fatigue and folks that were kind of running out of steam. So, again, LaGrange didn't give up any points, but they had the opportunity in that second quarter to put at least 14 more back on the board.
Yeah, in fact, in the second quarter, they only had, I think they snapped the ball 9 or 10 times. And it was just, they started to, Cameron punted first play of the scrimmage in the second quarter. LaGrange gets the ball. They scored there on that possession, a short possession. Then Cameron goes 3 and out and punts. LaGrange gets called for a penalty to take over at the 45 of Cameron. 3 plays and punt. Cameron gets the ball back, goes 5 or 6 plays there. They throw an interception. Kason Conrad with the interception there for LaGrange. And then the Leopards give it right back on the fumble. So that's kind of the way that second quarter was. It was just kind of a lot of nothing, I guess is a good way to put it. Penalties started kicking in a little bit, pre-snap stuff, and a late hit here and there. So the first quarter for the Leopards was much smoother than the second one was. And I would think that would probably be the message. We got to play better.
Yeah, I think coming back in the second half, both teams are, got to feel a little confident. Cameron was able to take advantage of LaGrange's mistakes late in the second quarter. They just weren't able to get any points on the board. Again, it took a while for them to move the ball in that first quarter and then the beginning of the second quarter. But once things started turning around for them, you could start to see that LaGrange was kind of opening up a little bit. They were out of position alignment. They had a couple of big 15-yard penalties that really took some steam out of their momentum. And then, obviously, we had 2 tonight, 15-yard penalty on punt returns, that really kind of took the momentum away from us there in that first half.
So the thoughts on Eli Gillum, his first official start, not too bad.
Yeah, again, for right now, the 2 things that we talked about in the second quarter was there's been some miscommunication there with him in the center as far as where the snaps are going. There was one where we had about a 20-yard loss there on a botched snap, and then, again, we had the second time there in the second quarter where we lost the ball on a bad snap. Yeah. That took away some momentum for LaGrange as they were trying to move the ball there. And, he hasn't thrown any bad passes yet. His wide receivers have been right where he wanted to be. And then, again, Mahalka doing a good job there tonight as the starting running back, running really hard for the Leopards. You really have to say, hey, 40 points on the board, kind of what you expected for week 1.
All right, Leopards and the Yeomens, 20-0 here at halftime. We'll take the Cameron band on the field now. We'll take a break for a couple of minutes. We'll come back and we'll see if we can run down some scores for you. Remember, this game started a half an hour early, but I think we lost that advantage in the second quarter. And so we'll see if we can give you some scores at halftime and see how things going in the area. Listening to Leopard football here on KBUK. It's LaGrange 20, Cameron nothing at halftime. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Remember when banks knew your name, your story, and your dog's name too? At National Bank and Trust, we never forgot. We've been part of this community for 137 years, and we're here for the next 137 more. NBT, where banking feels like home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Time to clean up? Call All-Star Roll-Off for your roll-off dumpster needs. Sizes range from 15-yard all the way up to 40-yard roll-offs. All-Star is now offering front-load dumpsters for weekly and bi-weekly services as well. They currently have 2-yard, 4-yard, 6-yard, and 8-yard dumpsters for residential and commercial needs. Call today for a quote, 979-966-9726. That's All-Star, 979-966-9726 for a quote today.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
Thank you, Mike. Welcome back to Cameron. Let's give you an idea about tomorrow. We will have the high school scoreboard tomorrow. We'll have a few scores after the game is over, whatever we can come up with. But the scoreboard tomorrow, a little after 8. Then the fair parade at 10:30, and then we got the Fighting Texas Aggies at 6 o'clock against the Utsa Roadrunners tomorrow night. UTSA. That's a pretty good first night game.
Yeah, and again, a lot of good football playing tomorrow. You got Ohio State playing tomorrow. You got Texas playing tomorrow. And then you have LSU and Clemson.
That's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a good weekend for college football all the way around. I'm glad it's back. We needed something to get us through the summer, the dog days of summer. And
and Sunday, since the NFL's not playing, Miami's playing Sunday. And, of course, who else should be playing on Sunday but Notre Dame?
Yeah, why not?
Miami's got no chance playing on Sunday there. But there's everybody's talking about that Texas. There's a lot of other good matchups. Alabama is playing Florida State, I think, too. I like that tomorrow night's game. I think I'm kind of curious to watch that one with Clemson.
Well, I was actually pretty impressed watching U of H play SFA last night. U of H.
I forgot that was even
U of H played a great game. Nebraska finally won an opener. I know they took Cincinnati down to the wire there, so there wasn't really a bad blowout game last night. It was a good week to start college football.
That 0-week stuff.
And the Astros won too last night, so that helped.
That game, they had a couple of games last week that turned out to be decent. Like a lot of small schools played last week, but some of those games were pretty good. There was another matchup too. The Notre Dame Miami game Sunday. I'll have to watch that. But I like that game tomorrow night with Clemson playing that.
Clemson and LSU.
And that's at Clemson, I think, right?
Don't get me lying. Yeah. I think so. I think you're
either
right.
way it goes, it's going to be nuts either place.
And again, it's about time that those games like that are kind of the highlights of the season. I know A&M's playing UTSA, and then they have Utah State before we go to Notre Dame. We get to go there to Notre. I'm still trying to talk my wife into it. I don't know if she's going to let me do it yet, but that's just kind of one of those once every 25, 30-year games that you would really like to go to. It's been about 25, 30 years since A&M's been there, so would be nice to see a win there, considering how close we played them last year.
And I can't even tell you who Texas plays next week. I know they place I don't even know. I know they got Sam Houston on the schedule this year, and that's.
Are they gonna win tomorrow? I think they do. I think they do.
Coach.
I think they finally. I think Texas wins.
Well, the thing.
I think they do. I don't want to say that, but I think they do.
What do you think tonight is like for Manning.
I think if
anybody's prepared to do that, it's him with all that family history.
Yeah, and I think what Texas's game plan is going to be, and again, I'm just a guy with an opinion. I don't think Stark puts him in any position to lose the game.
Well,
I think they're going to make it a ground and pound running attack.
A lot of new linemen. And that's going to be.
I think they're just going to keep it. They don't want him to have to win the game.
Yeah, and one of their best guys that got hurt before the practice.
Was a running back?
One of the linemen.
Or linemen, sorry.
But I also think too that the defense I think is going to be a major deal for them again this year too. So maybe I don't know. All I know is the poor kid has got about the biggest bullseye on his back of anybody because everything he does is going to get critiqued. I mean, he could throw for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns and something was wrong.
The luxury we have now finally in college football is, number one, I'm glad A&M and UT are both playing schools outside of the conference. I think that's important. So you can afford to lose that game and maybe a conference game or two and still slide into that tournament.
This weekend is not going to kill you.
No, it is not. These out-of-conference premier games are not going to kill you. And so I think UT does not have to, open up the playbook, if you will, to get the win. If you lose by a field goal, that's still good. But again, I don't think Ohio State's going to be able to do it, especially because it's a noon game. Yeah. I think
it's 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Yeah. You take a lot of fan, momentum out that early in the morning.
That is an awful place to go. They said their people there are just awful.
I wouldn't want to go.
When Texas won the national championship that year, when they beat them that Saturday night, and that was supposed to happen. We just don't lose here. And they said that was just brutal.
I mean, again, I think they.
But you're right. They don't have they don't have 8 or 10 hours to get all fired up.
No, they don't. I mean, again, like the game starts over there in a few hours. Like that's the way to look at it because, the other thing too is Texas is probably looking to get out of this heat. And, when you're playing in the heat all summer long and you go up there, it's 15, 20 degrees different. That means a lot. And so, again, I think Texas goes out there. I think they play the first half, pretty vanilla. I think they got to feel out, how this is going to go. And, I mean, you're going to an impressive stadium. So you really have to kind of factor that into it. I think third, fourth quarter, you see the playbook open up.
All right, kids, if you're looking for a couple of scores here, let's see. Burton is leading Holland 30-13 in the third quarter already. Thorndale at halftime over Thrall 25-0. Brenham Cubs 13-6 over Huntsville. Let's see here. Rice Consolidated down to East Chambers at halftime 14-7. We will probably see Rice and Weimer on the 11th. Yeah.
Are they doing Thursday night?
Yeah, that's a fair week for Colorado County.
Yeah.
And that's the same week that the Leopards are playing Smithfield the following night.
Yeah, that's the big welcome back.
I'm anticipating going to Altair that night for the Mosquito Heaven. Let's see what else we got going here.
Splashway still open
on the weekends. Let's see, Clifton. Nobody cares about Clifton and Hearn. Sealy over Navasota 20-10. They're in the third quarter already in that game. Well, that game probably started at 7 o'clock too. Who else?
Smithville and Rockdale right now, they're almost at halftime. They're tied 21 apiece. Again, you talked about Smithville earlier in the broadcast. Went winless last year, so that they've got a lot to make up.
How would you like a little road trip here for the first game of the year? The Bastrop Bears are playing the Alvin Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I saw that.
21-7 at Bastrop.
And that's it's been a while since we've been at Bastrop. That's a great stadium to go and play ball at.
We only time we get to go. Well, last year last year Lexington played there against Poth.
Oh, it was before we saw them in Katy.
I don't know if you went that.
No, not Bastrop.
I like that place. That's a good place.
Go ahead.
Buffalo's lead. Giddings leads Gerald 10-6 at the half.
The number 1 Columbus Cardinals are tied with Cuero. Now, again, I don't know if that's really number 1 to stay. I mean, they lost a lot of good players. Don't get me wrong. Don't get mad at me, Case Hahn.
Brand new quarterback starting for the first, even though it is a show bowl, but it's still his first game.
Was that one of the ones that
That's
was
a
there?
Younger brother.
No, but he was there last year. Did he play wide receiver?
Yeah,
he
was the backup. But he played wide receiver, defensive back. Lexington leads Marlin 28-14. Caldwell leading Crockett 19 to. I guess that's Crockett and Austin.
Hey, Weimer's pitching the shutout right now. 21-0 over Bowling.
Yeah, that's good. They lost to them last year, and Coach Conway taking over the helm there with an assistant coach.
Schulenberg's leading Hallettsville Sacred Heart 14-0 at the reveal of the new David Housman Memorial Stadium.
I like visiting with that new coach over there. He's pretty good. Clay Ferguson.
Yep.
Him in his cowboy hats. West Texas for sure.
Salina right now beating Belleville 22-14. I don't think this is going to be the same Belleville as last year, but again, they'll still catch up here. I got to find a Sealy score because I know a while ago they were beating Navasota.
Astros and the Angels are scoreless in the 6th inning.
Sealy 26, Navasota 10. That's
Houston
a third quarter score.
The Astros always have trouble with the teams that aren't very good. All right, the Leopards get the ball to start the second half, 20-0. LaGrange will go right to left here, and two deep receivers. You got Broussard on the far side and DeWadney Thompson here on the near side. Both of them can go the distance if the ball is kicked to them. As we get started here, high end over end, far side. Broussard will take it on the run at the 20. Up the middle he goes, 25, 30, 35, and out near the 40, and a good spot to start for the Leopards. And you got to think this second half, we got to cut back on the penalties and get back to playing a little crisp.
Well, I would say that on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Cameron's got a good offense. They really do. They just had a few little miscues in that first half, but, their defense is playing really well, too. LaGrange has got some speed. I think that's the one thing that LaGrange can, they had quickness in the other 2 years. This year they've got speed.
Okay, here's 7 o'clock kickoff, and it's 10-9 in the first play of the second quarter. Oh, man, that ought to tell you something how that second quarter was. All right, the Leopards come out spread, 3 to the near side. That's the wide side. They'll give it to Mahaka, kind of picks his way up the field, and got hit in the backfield, but he's going to get 6 yards on the play. Good hard run there for Clayton Mahaka, who did a lot of that pretty much by himself there.
Very patient run that time. He took a step, and then he waited for his block to get there before he went upfield. So he got the block to lead him there.
Ball at the 46. There's another mishandle on the snap in the backfield by Eli Gillum, and that's going to cost him a big loss back inside the 40-yard line. That's the third time now.
That one was on the ground. I mean, there wasn't much there that Gillum could do other than fall on the ball, which he probably should have done. But, again, that's a third bobbled snap there between center and quarterback. So, that they're going to have to get that worked out.
The loss is back to the 37. That's a 9-yard loss. Gillum back to throw quick, and the ball caught by Johnson. Breaks the tackle to 50, 40, 35. Down the middle of the field he goes, and inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. And a big play after the costly snap, and the Leopards are in business inside the 35.
I think we've been programmed tonight to look for a flag after a big play, but there wasn't. Good job there by the Leopards. They're wasting no time.
All right, Gillum gets him back up to the line quickly. He's keeping himself going right, cuts it up, runs into some trouble, and he'll get a couple of yards shy of the 25-yard line.
And I think Cooper likes to do that. After he throws a big play or gets a big pass downfield, he likes to do the quarterback keeper on the right side. And so Gillum bounced out there for the short game. Officials timeout on the field. Looks like we're going to have a small substitution injury there.
Couple of yards there for Eli on that carry. The ball is going to be down near the 26-yard line. That was a 35-yard pass play a while ago.
Watching the guy run off the field, looks like he got a stinger there on that right side. He's going to be all right.
Ball's on the far hash mark. We've just started the second half. Clock running inside of 10.5 minutes to go. Shotgun, handoff, Mahaka cuts it outside to the right, breaks the tackle down to the 20, and he gets run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another good run there, though, for Clayton Mahaka.
Yeah, they brought Oliver Gunn in to be kind of that H-back, blocking back there, and it looked like they were showing signs that they were going to run inside, and when they handed off to Mahaka, he bounced out to the right side and got the first down.
11 yards down to the 14-yard line, make it 12 yards, so it's first down and 10 for the Lebs. Gillum will keep it himself on the zone read play and get it down inside the 10.
Dylan Johnson in the backfield there as Mahawka got moved out to the right side. Looks like
somebody's got a cramp.
It's going to be cramp city this afternoon. I can promise you that. They were already having cramps in the second quarter.
Line of scrimmage would be the 9-yard line. 9-yard pickup there for the. I'll make that. Let me redo my calculations. The line of scrimmage is the 9-yard line. That possession started at the 5th to 14, so that's a 5-yard gain.
Got the LaGrange medical staff here.
Where they're stretching that leg, you would think that's what the situation is. That's Gunn, isn't it? Yep, Oliver Gunn, very gingerly trying to walk it off. 9:48 to go in the third. Leopards are up 20-0. We have a officials timeout here for an injury, what we think was a cramp. Leopards have it. They get them back on the field. It'll be second down and about 5 near the Yeomen 9-yard line. And LaGrange trying to reassert themselves here in this early part of the third quarter. Mahawk, play action. Gillum in the end zone, and he has a wide open man, and it's caught for a touchdown by Mason Kleiber. That's a pretty fair play fake there. That's a 9-yarder for the touchdown, and the Leopards score on the first possession of the third quarter. It looked a lot better in the second half than the second quarter. All right, extra point attempt coming up here for LaGrange. This is going to be Aaron Torres once again. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 9:41 to go. The Leopards' first possession, get on the board. They go up 27-0. We'll be back in a minute for the kickoff right after this.
The law office of Mary Gunn at 240 East Colorado is a huge supporter of the LaGrange Leopard football team, with a special shout out to senior defensive lineman and tight end number 0, Oliver Gunn. The office is also happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast. And if you're in need of legal service, contact the law office of Mary Gunn, 979-968-6365. Again, that's 968-6365. The office located at 240 East Colorado.
Readers Air Conditioning and Heating Incorporated in LaGrange is proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. A Lennox home comfort system from Readers Air Conditioning and Heating gives you and your family around-the-clock comfort at a perfect temperature. Call 968-5277 to learn more. Readers Air Conditioning and Heating along with Lennox. Comfort is just a phone call away. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
All right, the Leopards coming right out of the dressing room here to start this third quarter, go down the field 60 yards and a 9-yard touchdown pass from Eli Gillum to Mason Kleiber. Gillum's first touchdown pass of the season. He scored 2 on the ground and throw 1 in the good possession. They go a total of 7 plays and 60 yards, and without a penalty or anything of that nature. So good start here to start the second half. Here's the kickoff by Cabrera. Drills that one high and deep, taking at the 2-yard line and back into the end zone with it and bringing it back out. And the Leopard kick team is all over. Now the guy breaks out here to the outside, gets it out to the 15-yard line, but another really good kick by Jeffrey Cabrera. And those maroon numbers on a gray jersey when it gets dark is getting a little tricky. But the Leopards do a good job there, pinning them inside the 20 again. Jacoby Scott will bring out the offense for the Yeomen, who just never got anything going real consistently in the first half. They had one good long drive toward the end of the half, but got nothing out of it. All right. On the keeper here is Jacoby down the sideline, breaks it outside, and will get it out over the 30, out near the 34-yard line on the quarterback keeper, and that'll be a good pickup and a first down for the Yeomens.
Yeah, again, we talked about this earlier. They've got good offense. They can move the ball downfield, and big play there for the right side.
18 yards on the carry out to the 34. Good first down play for the Yeomen. We have not had a lot of first downs. All right, first down, Leopards still with that three-man front. Here comes Jacoby Scott again this time, and he tries to break it outside. In that play, the Leopards had it well contained, and he gets forced out of bounds by Van Hill. And there's a gain of actually a loss back to the 31-yard line.
Edric Gantz also there on the coverage there. Did they go backwards on that one?
Yeah, they got him back at the 31. The running back is DeMarcus Lopez, pitchback, the Leopards have done a good job of containing him. All right, 4 receivers. Scott to throw near side. The ball is caught and then dropped out at the 33-yard line, and an incomplete pass. They tried to get it to Brody Aguirre, but they just couldn't hang on to it. It's going to be third down.
Yeah, big play there. Coverage also there by Kason Conrad. Even if the reception was made, he was going to get hit right there, and he would have maybe got a couple of yards on that reception.
All right, third and long for the Yeomen. They need 13 here at their 31. Leopards again, three-man front. Well, actually, 2 down and 1 up. And the ball gets snapped over the quarterback's head. Scott, he's just going to go back and fall on it inside the 15-yard line for a huge loss, and it's going to be a kicking situation for Cameron deep in their own end of the field.
It even looked like somebody on Cameron's backfield moved, and they didn't call it. And so, yeah, the ball got away. Snaps again. Been a problem for both sides of the ball.
Back all the way to the 14-yard line. The quarterback takes a big loss there, whether it's his fault or not. 17 yards. And the Leopards should get good field position here after this punt. Edgar Velasquez, who has punted a number of times tonight. Leopards have Broussard, or rather Thompson, standing at the 45 of Cameron. It's going to be a touchdown. I just got a feeling here. Here's the punt. High, wobbly. Driving Thompson back to the 48. Gets by one man. 45, 40. Didn't quite get there. Got knocked down about 39 or 38. But the Leopards, again, have had some really good field position tonight. Will take over in the Cameron end of the field again. They'll mark it at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, good return there for the Leopards. Good return, good spot. I mean, again, LaGrange can probably get one more score in real quick, and unless, barring a miracle, I think you would feel a little comfortable, get a little bit more breathing room.
Actually, the way that what we've seen from Cameron sputtering a little bit tonight at 27 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, LaGrange can really put the nail in it right here. Quick pass out into the flat by Gillum. The ball caught out there for a short game. But, again, some good hard running and not great tackling on the receiving end. There was Cone Zabronic.
Yeah, nice job there. Again, I think in the first half he had a similar play where he got a short pass and then he kept churning his feet back and forth and got close to a first down.
Down to the 19-yard line. Make that the 19-yard line, and play up the middle. Not much doing there for the Leopards.
And Mahawka maybe will get a yard, maybe.
Actually, the line of scrimmage there was the 29-yard line.
So it's going to be third and close.
Third down and, not much.
Nope, they're going to give it to them, Gary.
Yeah, well, make up your mind, guys. Let's go. Yep. So first down for the Leopards. The line of scrimmage at the 28, or make it the 27. First down, LaGrange. Gillum play action down the sideline. Man open, ball caught, touchdown for the Leopards, and that's going to be Duwadney Thompson. So I got the right number back at the dark end of the end zone over there. Oh, Dylan Johnson, number 9, Dylan Johnson on the reception. Nonetheless, a touchdown for LaGrange. Good throw, and the Leopards take advantage of the short field and drive it in for their second score of the quarter. Now they've really blown it open. It's going to be good for 27 yards. Here's the kick by Torres. Good. And it's good. 6:52 to go in the third. It's all Leopards now, 34-0 as they've scored on 2 possessions here in this third quarter and have blown it open. We'll be back. Kickoff coming up in 60 seconds.
Longevity matters.
Round Top State Bank has been serving this community for 113 years. Our 5-star superior rating proves our strength and stability.
Local matters.
Our success is attributed to our employees, local people who know you and are familiar with your financial needs and concerns.
Options matter.
There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to banking. That's why at Round Top State Bank, we offer a complete line of innovative banking products and services to meet your needs.
Customer service matters.
We believe that a banking relationship is built on trust. We strive every day to earn your trust by providing knowledgeable, friendly service with a smile.
Your money matters. It all comes down to this. It's your money and it matters. Whether you are opening your first account or saving for retirement, it matters to you and it matters to us. Let our experienced bankers help you achieve what matters most to you. Round Top State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
KBUK, LaGrange.
All right, here's the kick by Cabrera. Deep and high again. This one's going to hit around the goal line and go through the end zone, and another touchback tonight for Jeffrey Cabrera. The kicking game tonight for LaGrange has been solid. Have we punted?
Yes. I think 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah. Job 2 of them. One of them was.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember
the big boomer the first time.
And then he set one on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, how in the world could I forget that? Man. Hey, we do have the Waterburger Water play of the game again coming up, so we got a ways to go yet. But we got lots of options tonight so far.
Have we had a punter with a Waterburger play of the game?
Not that I can recall.
I mean, that one was a great punt.
Oh,
Especially being in your own 40-yard line and setting it right there on the 2.
Eli Gillums had a good first night as starting quarterback. All right, here is Jacoby Scott for Cameron trying to get something going here.
I'm still waiting on Mahawka to get a touchdown.
It's 6:52 to go here in the third quarter. 34-0. We're getting to the point now. Let's just keep the clock running.
Yep.
Pinch back set to the left side. They'll give it to play as a zone read for the quarterback. Scott got to the line of scrimmage and then gets popped pretty good, and it'll be a short gain of maybe 2-3 yards at best. The defensive line for LaGrange tonight's played pretty well too. Been a good night for the defense all in all. A lot of guys in on the tackle there, and I'm sure Carter Biles. And, you look at the defensive linemen, these guys ought to be playing defensive back. They're not very big. They got the small guys who are playing defensive line.
Yeah, they're shifty and they're quick and they're fast to the ball.
Oliver Gunn's not out there, incidentally. All right, second down and about 7. Scott to throw. A flag is down. A good catch over here on the near side on a ball that was high and away from Travion Miles. Tipped it up to himself and hauled it in, but
flag on the play.
I don't think it's going to count. Let's see. Did they rule that incomplete? The false start on Cameron anyway, and the Leopards will accept that 5-yard penalty. That'll take the ball back to the 23-yard line. And it'll be second down and about 12 now for the Yeomens. Scott back to throw another flag. Now LaGrange may have jumped into the neutral zone. The pass out here into the flat is caught by Travion Miles, and he'll work his way out close to the 30-yard line, and a lot of white jerseys getting over there. including Mason Kleiber for the tackle, but there is a marker down.
Yeah, we're going to have an offsides on LaGrange.
Yeah, the Yeomen will take the 5-yard penalty. So they get the 5 yards back after the procedure. That
looks like Cameron changed up the snap count there and drew us offsides.
So we're back up to the 28-yard line. It's 3rd down and 7 now for Cameron. Two receivers far side. Handoff pitch back up the middle. That's one of the bigger holes he's had to run through, and he's making a good, strong run out near the 35-yard line. That's one of the rare times he's gotten through there pretty cleanly. I think it's going to be close to the 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to be very close there. Nope, they're going to move the chains.
Yep.
Which is not a bad thing.
That's what the public address announcer said, 1st down. And pitch back, getting up a little gingerly, kind of starting to limp off the field here after that run. Got 7 yards on that one and a 1st down. Clock moving at 4. Well, it's not moving now because of the injury, but 4:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Leopards up big, 34-0. They've scored on their 2 possessions here in the 3rd quarter. 60-yard drive the first time, only 37 the second, but they've taken advantage of the field position tonight, very much so. All right, 1st and 10 now for the Yeomen. There's a couple of receivers set out here to the right. Range shifts the defense around a little bit. Handoff going left as Aguirre gets outside, has a good run, and he's going to take a tackler all the way into Leopard territory to the 48-yard line. Big pickup there for Jax Aguirre on 1st down. That's going to be good for 17 yards.
Duwadney Thompson and Van Hill on the tackle for the Leopards.
So into LaGrange territory, the Yeomen at the 48. They go quick here, 1st down. They'll give it to Aguirre again, and this time he runs into trouble right at the line of scrimmage and falls forward, maybe for a yard. Off the bottom of the stack for LaGrange is Edric Gantz, who's only a sophomore.
And probably one of the smallest guys on the defensive line. He's been in a lot of plays tonight.
Another new guy out there for the Leopard defense is Matthew Olvera, playing at that nose spot. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Yeomen. Scott to throw. Across the middle, the ball is going to be caught for a gain down to the 42-yard line as they got that one to DeAllen Wilcox, but it's still about 4 or 5 yards short.
Ortiz and Conrad there on the tackle for the Leopards.
Line of scrimmage, the LaGrange 42. They picked up 5 there. So 3rd down and about 4. As we hit the 3-minute mark in a fairly rapidly moving 3rd quarter, which we're not arguing about. 2 receivers near far side, rather, with a wingman or H-back, I guess is what they call that, number 9. LaGrange 3-man front. They rush 5. They hand it off up the middle and nothing. Aguirre just stuffed at the line of scrimmage and then push him back inside to Cameron territory. The forward progress is to the 40. It's actually a loss of 3.
Yeah.
Back to the 45.
Christian Biles there on the tackle for the Leopards. And again, he had about 2 offensive linemen on him, and he still got all the way through for the stop.
Okay, it's 4th and 17. You're down 34 at the 45 of the opponent. You might as well go for it. At this point, you might as well.
Or try to draw them off sides and then get 5 yards and throw the ball and see if you can get something.
All right, 4th down. They have to get it down to the actually, they need to get it to the Leopard 30. And there's a pass across the middle. That ball is caught for a 1st down. It's still running. Travion Miles gets it inside the 25 down near the 20-yard line. So big 4th down pickup for Cameron.
Graham Yeomens on the tackle for the Leopards.
You mark it at the 20.
Touchdown saving tackle for Yeomens.
25-yard pickup and a first down to the 20 as the Yeomen try to get on the board here late in the third quarter. Clock moving in 1:34 to go. LaGrange is starting to play a lot of guys now, too, some different numbers out there. First down, 10 at the 20 of the Leps. Again, the quarterback, Scott, looks to the sidelines. He'll keep it on the quarterback zone read around the left side. He gets tripped up and goes airborne after a very short gain.
I think that was Conrad there on the trip up.
Couple of yards there, maybe 2 yards there for Scott down to the 18-yard line of the Leopards as they're trying to get on the board here late in the quarter. In a rapidly moving third quarter with 42 seconds to go. 2nd and 8. Ball's at the Leopard 18. Grange trying to hang on to the shutout here in this late third quarter. And the play clocks have not worked all night, so we have no idea where they are on that. 2nd and 8. Scott rolling near side, flips it into the flat, not much. Well defended by the Leopards. The ball is caught, but right around the line of scrimmage.
Van Hill on the tackle for the Leopards. Also in the vicinity is Mason Kleiber.
Travion Miles on the receiving end there.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be the last play.
Well, that one went by in a hurry. More normal. Leopards put up 2 here in the fourth quarter. They only had the ball twice but scored both times. But the Yeomen are threatening here, trying to get into the end zone. Here as we go to the fourth quarter. LaGrange 34. The Yeomen nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on KVUK.
The LaGrange and Giddings Family Health Centers are happy to be a part of today's broadcast. Both health centers' primary concern is the health and well-being of you, their patients. To make an appointment for the LaGrange Clinic, call 979-968-8493. That's 968-8493. To make an appointment at the Giddings Clinic, call 979-542-7400. That's 542-7400. To become an established patient, visit the website lgtxhealth.com.
Hot deals at the LaGrange Napa. Xerix antifreeze starting at $13.99 a gallon. Chevron Delo 400 XLE motor oil $18.99 a gallon. Napa diesel exhaust fluid, a 25-gallon container for $12.99. That's at LaGrange Napa, 210 East Travis, LaGrange.
All right, start the fourth quarter. The Leopards trying to see if they can keep this shutout going. The Yeomen have third down and about 8 at the Leopard 18-yard line and a 34-0 Lep lead. Got the throw near side. The ball is through the hands and incomplete. Trying to get it to the near side to the wide receiver on this side was the Allen Wilcox. A little bit too hard, incomplete, brings up fourth down. Grange Leopards tonight, 14 in the first, 6 in the second, 14 more here in the fourth. Eli Gillum, a good night. Got his hand in on 4 touchdowns, a couple of throwing and a couple of running. Now the defense trying to make a stop here and get the offense back on the field. Fourth down and 8 at the 18 of LaGrange. Kobe Scott. Well, there's a lot of time here between these plays. He gets his running back in the right spot. Scott rolling out right, looking under pressure, and he's going to go down for a loss, and the Leopard defense comes up with another stop. Christian Biles. And that's a loss back outside the 20, and LaGrange takes over.
Heads-up play there for the Leopard defense. Again, bringing the pressure, and just kind of the story of the night for Cameron. As soon as they get something started, they're not able to finish it. So Great job there by the defense.
All right, the Leopards will take over at their 21-yard line. And, you know, they were talking, Calvin Merzias today, is to more of a, maybe a little bit more aggressive, maybe going out. And it looks like tonight they've been doing that. And they've really gone after the ball hard. All right, the Leopards will bring out the offense. Split out to the near side here will be Kean Zabronic. Handoff coming this way is Mahaka, cuts it up and gets out over the 25-yard line, out near the 28. A good run on that little sweep play before being tackled by Julian Garza, but a good gain on first down of 7 yards for Clayton Mahaka, who's had a good night tonight, too.
He's got to be close to 100 yards himself. We're going to have now this one's going to be fun. I don't know if they're going to call false start on LaGrange, but yeah, they're going to tag Luke Anderson with that one. Cameron got it kind of near him, and he jumped, and so 5-yard penalty for the Leopards.
All right, the Leopards penalized again for 5. That takes the ball back to the 24. And a pass and catch on the far side and getting down the sideline. That's going to be enough for a first down.
That went to Travis Hill, number 99.
Like I say, they're bringing in, you're seeing some new guys out there, a tight end. So first down for the Leopards out at the 35-yard line, and they're moving the ball here a little bit again. Gillum will hand it off. Mahaka in the backfield gets hit in the backfield and falls forward, and may have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there wasn't much Mahaka could do. As soon as he got the ball, they wrapped his foot, and so he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You got Dylan Scott in the slot on the near side. LaGrange is going to run it again. Big hole for Mahaka right up the gut there outside the 45-yard line, and a Leopard first down. And the Leopard offensive line tonight, for a relatively new group, has played pretty well too. A lot of new guys. 12 yards from Mahaka out to the 47. Anderson, Walla, Guevara, Brumley, along with, let's see here, I'm missing, and Ocon. Another big run right up the middle again, and they're just wearing out this defense for Cameron now. Another running play all the way into Cameron territory. And that was Dylan Johnson on that carry. First down for the Leps, or second down rather than one at the 44. And the coaching staff for Cameron, I think, is figuring out we're getting wore out here. We need a break. It's going to be a timeout for the Leopards. After that 9-yard pickup, we'll take a 30-second break and be back. It's 34-0 LaGrange.
Brawley Dental Clinic is dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again. With their state-of-the-art facility, they offer everything from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. Brawley Dental Clinic has comprehensive services in dentistry that meet all of your dental needs, providing full-service dental care with excellent treatment options. Contact Brawley Dental Clinic today to make an appointment at 968-5813, located at 110 North Washington Street, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5.
34-0. Pretty dominant tonight for the Leopards. And I remember Coach Cooper, the depth thing, they thought LaGrange could manage because the roster's a little short for Cameron, and LaGrange has done that. They've dominated the line of scrimmage. All right, second and a yard. Hand off to Dylan Johnson. The tailback gets hit but plows ahead, and he's going to have a first down to the 41-yard line. Got 3 there, and they only needed 1. And this is a run the clock, keep it going. LaGrange again quickly up to the line. Wide receiver far side is Aiden Gunter. Play action, rather, a little zone read run by the quarterback, Eli Gillum. Breaks through 1 tackle and gets down near the 36-yard line on that first down play. A gain of about injury timeout. And we got an official's timeout and a Cameron player down after that play. The Gillum picking up 4 yards on that one. And the injured party.
I'll run through a few area scores real quick. It's at halftime, it's Victoria West 28, Lockhart nothing. In the fourth quarter, it's Burton 36, Holland 13. And also in the third quarter, Brenham 27, Huntsville 6. San Antonio Central pulling away from Gonzales in the fourth quarter, 34-12. It's Port Lavaca Calhoun over Yoakum in the fourth quarter, 16-15. El Campo over Wharton, 20-6.
All right back to play we go. Dylan Johnson breaks outside a very short little injury timeout as he gets it down inside inside the 30-yard line, down near the 28, breaking a tackle, and that's another first down for the Leopards.
East Chambers 21, Rice Consolidated 7, Madisonville 27, Diboll 12.
8 yards on that play, and the Leopards moving the ball again here. Handoff up the middle. Well, the moment I say that, they get hammered. They get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. The big guy for Cameron making the tackle there is Elon Basie with a big hit.
Gantz there with the run there. That was his first carry of the night, Edric Gantz.
And it's going to be a loss for Edric. Back to the 30-yard line, and we're down at 8:25 to go. Here's Gillum, and the ball is out, and he just caught and making him move to the right side, and that is a fumble. And the Yeomens are going to Yeomens. Yeah, boy. Will recover inside their 30-yard line. So Gillum is some snapping issues, not all his fault tonight, but that was a legitimate fumble there with a good hit.
I think it got punched out there, and, just fourth quarter fumbles, again, a lot of it goes with fatigue when it comes to ball security. Marion right now leading Stockdale in the fourth quarter, 32-14. It is Canyon Lake over Wimberley at the half, 21-7. Sealy in the fourth quarter, they're on top of Navasota, 26-18. It's Bastrop 21, Alvin 7. That's a third quarter score there. Flatonia blanking out Luis tonight, 24-0. That's third quarter score.
Good game for Coach Uzel in his first night as the head coach there.
Gerald 21, Giddings 10. That's a third quarter score.
All right, first and 10 for the Yeomen. They're 28. Jacoby Scott, they just want to get the shutout broken here at this point, down 34. Now they send a man in motion there. Now the flag's going to fly.
Move.
Yeah, that was the Canadian move. Two guys moving at once.
It's Crockett and Caldwell tied in the third quarter at 19 apiece. Lexington over Marlin at the half, 35-14.
Now, you remember Marlin last year when they played Schulenburg, but Lexington was really good last year, too.
Weimer pulling away from Bowling in the third quarter, 28-0.
Oh, that's good. The new quarterback over there, Coach Conway taking over, so the new coach is doing well on that side. All right, first down for the Yeomen, back at the 23-yard line now. LaGrange bringing some guys up to the line, and they back them off a little. Kobe Scott's gone the distance at quarterback for them. There's a pass out into the flat. The ball caught on a wide receiver screen and breaking a tackle and getting it out near the 30-yard line before the Leopards come out there and gang tackle him. So they got the yardage back after the penalty. Travion Miles on the reception there. And they'll mark it down near the...
There's also a flag at the 25.
And the tackle made near the 28. Well, I would think if it's against the Yeomen, LaGrange declines this one, don't you think? If it's not a pre-play penalty. Start thinking about the Waterburger water play of the game. You realize the clock is running while they're stepping off a penalty here. Maybe that's why it's gone by so fast.
We've got...
Looks like they're going to accept a holding penalty on Cameron here.
Salina on top of Belleville, 29-21.
I didn't know we went to a running clock when it's only 34, but it looks like that's what we're doing. The ball back to the 14-yard line.
Schulenburg, 21. Howattsville, Sacred Heart, nothing. Taylor getting blanked out by Gatesville, 35-0.
7:06 to go. Maybe that's why the third quarter went by so fast. The clock never stopped when they were doing the penalty. Now they stopped. Well, they did. Now it's running again. The ball back at the 14. First and away for Cameron. Scott to throw under duress, looking to throw, and the ball is batted, and it's thrown and caught up near the 50-yard line, and this is going to be a touchdown, it looks like, for Edgar Velasquez. And they, on a busted play, they break a long one, and that's going to be good for 86 yards. So much for the shutout. And they got a couple of good downfield blocks. That was a pretty good throw there by the quarterback on the move, going, throwing against his body, and a big play for the Yeomen to get on the board here. $86 yards on the score for the touchdown with 6:36 to go. And we'll see their extra point man for the first time tonight, Cesar Narihera.
Mm-hmm.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Well, the Yeomen get on the board here halfway through the fourth quarter on a big touchdown play. 34-7 for the Leopards. We'll be back in a moment.
School's almost out, the sun's heating up, and it's time to kick summer into gear. That's right, May is Bronco Month at Alpha One Ford. We're rolling out huge discounts on every new Ford Bronco on the lot, plus employee pricing for everyone. That's right, you pay what we pay. Whether you're heading to the lake, the rodeo, or just want to turn heads at every red light, the Ford Bronco is built for summer fun, and we're making it easier than ever to own one. So grab your flip-flops, pack your cooler, and swing by Alpha One Ford, where adventure starts with the Bronco and the savings are as hot as the weather. Only for the month of May, only at Alpha One Ford. Get in, buckle up, let's ride.
Hey, did you ever switch to National Bank and Trust?
I did. They know me by name, helped me refinance my house, and didn't try to upsell me on anything.
Seriously? A bank that listens?
Yep. Feels more like a neighbor than a bank.
NBT. Local people, local decisions, real relationships. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Yeah, the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. 6:36 to go as the Yeomen get on the board on a big pass play from Scott to Velasquez. It goes 86-yard play, but the drive is 3 plays for 72 because of the penalties and the losses. And they get the extra point, and they get on the board here with 6:36 to go. And we're discussing the Whataburger water play. We got some options tonight. I'll say that. Here's the kickoff. Ball taken at the 12-yard line and back toward the center of the field with it on the return for the Leopards and getting outside, and a pretty good run down the sideline we go there. And I think that's Howard Holmes, if that's the right number I'm seeing. Big run back all the way down to the inside the 40-yard line.
And there's going to be a flag over here.
And we've had a few of those tonight.
Going to be interesting to see who gets the tag on this one.
The ball was all the way down to the 39-yard line. Penalties on this side of the field, and the run back was on the other side. So what does that tell you? On the Cameron side is a penalty. We have an offsides. Unsportsmanlike against LaGrange. I'm a little interesting how that works on this side of the field and the plays on the other side. What happened there, do you think?
There was some, again, a play got extended to the sideline, but I thought both parties were guilty, but.
Oh, so there was a little blocking activity going on here.
Yeah, it was over here on the sideline. But like I said, I thought both were guilty. But
well, that pretty much takes care of the kick return because the penalty marked off from where the flag was. So this is going to put the Leopards all the way back to the 26 of their end of the field. So you're talking about a flag way away from the play. That was it right there. All right, LaGrange now with it, first down at their 26-yard line. Up 34-7 with 6:23 to go. Eli Gillum is still taking the snaps. He'll play fake it here into the side. Got Johnson open at 25-30. Down the sideline 40, and he gets knocked out of bounds here out near the 42-yard line. A pretty good little nifty run there for Dylan Johnson, and the Leopards get a first down. To the 44-yard line. $18 on the play there. Back to the near side again on another quick hitter on the reception in there, Kian Zabrani. They'll mark that one down at the 47 of the Yeomen. Gain of 9, second and a yard. Ethan Proshek is also in now as one of the wide receivers. Second and 1. Handoff coming this way will be Mahalka, and he'll have a first down. Cuts inside another tackler and gets it down inside the 40-yard line. And that's a first down for the Leopards.
Yep, another first down there for Mahalka. Again, good night for him with the running.
9-yard pickup.
Yeah, we got an
official
timeout.
Yeah, we do have a Cameron player down on a knee here on this sideline. Okay, we got a chance to do this. What do you think? Eli Gillum. I got papers everywhere here. All right, Eli Gillum. Okay, that's 3-yard touchdown, 27-yard touchdown, two touchdown passes tonight. LaGrange didn't have any real long plays. Here's Gillum back to throw. He'll flip that one out into the flat, caught by Proshek, who takes it inside the 25 down near the 30 and a first down. He just came into the game as one of the wide receivers.
Yep, he's been in there in the second half. You know, I was hoping we could give one to the defense for the shutout, but we lost that one.
Yeah. All right, here's a snap straight.
There you go.
Eli Gillum drops the snap and takes off right up the middle and scores. You like that one, huh?
37 yards.
Yeah,
on a botched snap again.
Yeah, I think he dropped it on purpose and picked it up.
Well, it's still there's something going wrong. It's either the quarterback or the center or both.
Yeah,
but in that case, he picked it up, got 37 yards to seal the game. And
so you like that one?
Yeah,
why not? That was a broken play, and he scored. I mean, he didn't think twice about going straight up the gut either with that one.
I like that one.
All right. As soon as they kick this extra point here, and Mr. Torres has had a good night. That's a high one there, but he got it between the uprights, and it's good. That makes it 41-7, and our Waterburger water play of the game. Well, we got the gap between the timeouts. Waterburger's been doing this for a while. David really liked the broken play on the snap back to Gillum out of the shotgun. The ball not handled cleanly. He picks it up and goes straight up the gut, 37 yards untouched. And good job by the offensive line. But that'll be our Waterburger water play of the game. Eli Gillum had a first night at quarterback as a starter. He's had his hand in on 5 touchdowns tonight. So he's had a pretty good night. 3 rushing and a couple of touchdown passes, but we like the last one just because it was not a clean play, and he got a touchdown run out of it for 37 yards. So that's our Waterburger water play of the game.
I mean, whenever Eli is going to, he makes good decisions with the ball. And so on that one right there, it was a good decision for him to pick it up and make the run. Sometimes quarterbacks just fall on the ball. He had the field awareness to see right in front of him. It was a hole. I mean, you could drive a truck through that hole, and he just took it off and ran, pretty much went untouched once he got past the line of scrimmage for that 37-yard. And he's fast. I want people to remember he's just as fast as Cooper was last year running the ball.
That was a 5-play drive for 74 yards, and that was after that penalty on the kickoff. All right, here's the kick. Little short pooch kick, and they botched the kick. The ball is loose near the 35 of Cameron, but I think they got on top of it because we don't see any Leopards jumping up and down. But
that was a good kickoff there from Cabrera.
Yeah, he's had a good night too. So and nothing else from him. He proved that he can kick it a lot of different ways. And, of course, we haven't seen Cole Job punt twice tonight, but that was really good on his side of it.
That was all in the first half. I don't think he's punted once in the second half.
Booms that long one and then drops one inside the 20. So the special teams tonight, for the most part, have been really good. Let Cameron now in this mop-up mode here. LaGrange next week, a home game. This will be a different deal next week. It'll be the Columbus Cardinals, and we know all about that. But they'll have some different guys. They'll still have a Schobel playing quarterback. But
it's a rite of passage over there.
They don't have the running back graduated, but so we'll see. And they're still they're the current state champion, so it's going to be a good team. We all know that.
Tied in the fourth quarter, 21-21 between Cuero.
I remember last year they opened up and they had a really good game that first game too. So this one tonight's in Columbus. All right, here's the Yeoman. First down at the 35. Scott to throw near side, up for grabs, and went through the hands of a defender and then went through the hands of the receiver. Travion Miles had a chance to catch that one, but
it's Gunter. Gunter should have had that one.
Yeah, LaGrange had a chance to intercept it, and it went through everybody incomplete. Clock stopped at 4:38. Check this. All right, inside handoff, big hole for Pinchback. He hasn't had a lot of running room, but he had a good run there out over the 45-yard line. That'll be good for a first down, picking up 12 on the play. LaGrange got a lot of new guys out there now, too. First down at the Yeoman 47. Scott, and we get a stoppage of play, and the Leopards are going to take a timeout. With 4:13 to go, they're up 41-7. We'll take a 30-second break and come back.
Time to clean up? Call All-Star Roll-Off for your roll-off dumpster needs. Sizes range from 15-yard all the way up to 40-yard roll-offs. All-Star is now offering front-load dumpsters for weekly and bi-weekly services as well. They currently have 2-yard, 4-yard, 6-yard, and 8-yard dumpsters for residential and commercial needs. Call today for a quote, 979-966-9726. That's All-Star, 979-966-9726 for a quote today.
All right, welcome back to Yo Field here in Cameron. We have a timeout here with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go. And the ball is at the Yeoman
Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank.
Convincingly here, 41-7. And a good night for the first start for Eli Gillum. Had his hand in on 5 touchdowns tonight, including the Whataburger play. Here's Scott up the middle on the quarterback keeper, gets into the LaGrange territory, and he'll get down near the 45-yard line. Well, a lot of new numbers out there for LaGrange, too, right now. See, we got Cash Shetling is in the ball game now. Out here in the defensive back spot, we got Ryder Price in the game. Scott picking up 8 to the Leopard 45. Ethan Proshek, well, check that. That's at 44. We got Landon Graham on the defensive line. 2nd and 2, up the middle, pinch back. Gets across the line of scrimmage and gets hit right at the first down marker. Tackle for Jordan Mock of the Leopards. And they're going to they're going to give him the first down. So a new set of downs for the Yeoman.
First down.
Clock moving. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Got the throw rolling out into the flat. The ball is caught. And dragging tacklers inside the 35-yard line. That'll be close to another first down for Cameron. I'll tell you who the receiver is when it gets up, because I was on the others.
Van Hill on the tackle for the Leopards.
All right. But a first down play on the
clock still moves there. They kept them in bounds.
10 yards and a first down for them. Yeomen trying to get on the board here late. 1st and 10. Scott will run it around the corner. Got room 30, 25. Stumbles forward and gets it down near the 20-yard line. So it looks like right now what we're looking at is the first-team offense against the second-team defense for the most part.
I'd even say this could even be some of the third-team guys. So
another first down to the 21. They got 12.
Jason Conrad there, I believe, on the tackle.
Scott's getting a chance to pick up some running yards here. And do we have a timeout?
Of course we do.
1:58 to go. It's not the 2-minute warning because it's not the NFL. Timeout. Let's take a 16. Be right back, Mike.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Look at you, having it together. You've got a car. You have a house. Now get your car and house insured together with a State Farm agent. A local agent can help you customize your coverage and save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability, amount of discount, savings, and eligibility may vary.
Tied back to play. Another quarterback keeper by Jacoby Scott coming around the near side. Only no gain on the play on that one as the Leopard defense makes a stop. It's 2nd down at the LaGrange 21. Clock moving at 1:30 to go. Going to check and see if I can. Didn't even think to look see who the Yeomen are playing next week. There goes Scott rolling out to the right side. Throws one complete at the 10-yard line and down inside. The incomplete. The ball came out, and the referee, the back judge, said he never had it. So incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock. Oh, you got one of the nice programs there. That'll take the ball back to the 21-yard line with 1:18 left. I think Cameron plays Sealy next week. If that's right, what I just saw there.
Sealy.
There.
In
Sealy. That's a road trip that probably won't end well.
That is a long drive.
That's a ways. All right, 3rd down for the Yeomen at the 21 of LaGrange. Hand off to Pinchback. Up, got a big hole. Gets it inside the 10-yard line and brought down by the last line of defense back there for the Leopards. I think that's Kason Miller.
And Sealy a winner tonight over Navasota. No surprise.
Mark him down at the 7-yard line at 14 yards on a 1st down. And goes Pinchback again, breaks the tackle around the left and gets into the end zone for the touchdown for the Yeomen. So they get a last-minute drive here to score again. That'll be good for 7 yards and a TD. Good drive for them, those 65 yards.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're kind of racking up, mercy yards on both sides, but Cameron's not stopping the play.
All right, extra point attempt coming up here by Cesar Navarra. That kick is up and good. Well, the extra point guys, we had one miss tonight.
Yeah, and I think that one was on a bad snap because that one went directly to the crossbar. So I think that one was a rough call there for the Leopards. But I mean, ever since then, it's been lights out kicks.
10 plays, 65 yards, and 7-yard touchdown run by Pinchback makes it a 41-14 ball game. And the Leopards can get the kickoff, and I would assume go to a knee or just go down. So was there another score that you had while ago? Anybody? Yes.
I gave you Hallettsville and Burton. Yeah. I'm sorry, Burton and Holland.
Yeah, Hallettsville was 39-7. Yeah.
Burton beats Holland tonight 36-13. Gonzales loses tonight to San Antonio Central Catholic 34-12. Yeomen, here's a final. Yeomen 23, Port Lavaca Calhoun Sand Crabs 16.
23-16?
23-16.
Hey, guess what? I do have Marion and Stockton.
I knew you would. I knew at some point you'd
Yeah, there it is, down at the bottom.
Because
So
they're going to be in Nixon's district,
So
right?
what was that? Yeah, you got to go back and look.
I got to go back and find it.
Yeah. First game, folks.
Said Shiner. Let's see. It was Marion tonight, a winner over Stockdale, 32-14.
32. The Bulldogs beat the Brahmins tonight, 32-14. All right. LaGrange isn't expecting an onside kick in a 41-14 game.
I hope not.
It's a squibber near side. Bounce 20, picked up, and smart play there. Just grab the ball and go down. Don't run the risk of a fumble taken by Ethan Proshek, and the Leopards will get it about the 18-yard line. And just to run it out for the final 52.
And we got Navasota again. They lose to Sealy 33-18. That was that final.
Of course, we'll see both of them before 30. Yeah, we'll see both of them. Navasota's the last non-district game.
Shiner beat Hallettsville tonight 39-7.
Seems like they're good always too, because they got beat in the championship game last year in the 1A bracket. Or the 2A Division I bracket, I guess is the right way. Anything on the Fighting Shorthorns and Sacred Heart? Leopards will get it at the 20. Let's see who's going to take the snap.
Schulenburg 28, Hallettsville nothing, third quarter score.
That's good.
This looks like this is brothers.
Yep, here's the knee.
Victory formation for him.
Yep.
One more snap, and that's going to do it.
Well, the Leopards come to – this is generally a really difficult play. For the most part, pretty good first outing. Obviously, there's going to be some issues. We had some penalties and a couple of turnovers, but I thought the offensive and defensive fronts were pretty solid tonight.
Well, last year's game between these two went down to the wire. Yeah. So, I mean, in comparison to what happened last year and this year, LaGrange, I think, had a little bit more of an advantage. Again, this is a pretty good football team for week one.
Both teams, after that tackle, went to the sidelines, and the clock is running down to 10, and that is going to wrap it up. The Leopards open up with a road win tonight here at Cameron, 41-14, and an excellent opening night for Eli Gillum. He had his hand in on 5 touchdowns tonight in his first night as the starting quarterback for the Leopards. And again, LaGrange on the road next week. Take on the Columbus, or check that. They're going to be at home next week to take on the Columbus Cardinals. And Cameron's got a road trip and a half. They're going to Sealy next week for their game. All right, Mike, we'll let you take a break here, and we'll come back and wrap it up.
The law office of Mary Gunn at 240 East Colorado is a huge supporter of the LaGrange Leopard football team, with a special shout-out to senior defensive lineman and tight end number 0, Oliver Gunn. The office is also happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast. And if you're in need of legal service, contact the law office of Mary Gunn, 979-968-6365. Again, that's 968-6365. The office located at 240 East Colorado. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating has the experience, knowledge, professionalism, and quality service you'd expect from a Lennox Premier dealer. This earned distinction means you receive outstanding installation, maintenance, and service on your home's heating and cooling system. Call Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating at 968-5277 today, or visit them online at readersac.com to learn more about how they can make your home's air perfect. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating is happy to be a part of today's broadcast.
Longevity matters.
Round Top State Bank has been serving this community for 113 years. Our 5-star superior rating proves our strength and stability.
Local matters.
Our success is attributed to our employees, local people who know you and are familiar with your financial needs and concerns.
Options matter.
There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to banking. That's why at Round Top State Bank, we offer a complete line of innovative banking products and services to meet your needs.
Customer service matters.
We believe that a banking relationship is built on trust. We strive every day to earn your trust by providing knowledgeable, friendly service with a smile.
Your money matters. It all comes down to this. It's your money and it matters. Whether you are opening your first account or saving for retirement, it matters to you and it matters to us. Let our experienced bankers help you achieve what matters most to you. Round Top State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. The final score tonight, Leopards 41, the Yeomens 14, 5 touchdowns tonight for Eli Gillum in a couple of different ways. He had a couple of throwing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns, and he led the way, and a Whataburger water play of the game was the last one. Kind of a botch snap out of the shotgun, went straight up the middle for 37 yards in the score. And, David, for the first night, obviously issues, some penalties, some snapping issues, but for the most part, pretty dominant all the way around, especially, I think, for the linemen.
Yeah, it was a good night for LaGrange. Again, first game out of the gate, you're expecting to see penalties. You're expecting to see some calls. Don't go your way tonight. The one thing I will say about the offensive line tonight, didn't see, if I don't remember, but I don't remember any holding calls on this team tonight, especially on the offensive line.
Yeah, no pre-snap penalties.
No pre-snap penalties. So I mean that was good. That was a good job by the Leopards. Again, you had Gillum there who fumbled the ball at one point of the game, third quarter, I believe. There was a few botched snaps with the center and quarterback, so we got to get that fixed up. Mahalka played good at running back tonight. His wide receivers made catches when they needed to. A lot of good plays offensively across the board. Special teams did their job pretty much tonight. LaGrange could have had about 14 more points in the third quarter had they not been called for penalties. So we got to fix the penalty bug at some point. And then again, the defense pitched a shutout. I'm going to say the last 14 points were really the second team, third team guys. First team guys really got the shutout. Defense tonight played a lot faster. They were more aggressive. They made better tackles. You didn't really see too much blown coverage in the backfield tonight. Most of the guys were in right position where they needed to be. And again, it's week one. You're going to have some guys with cramps, some guys get a little fatigued in the first game. But all in all tonight, this is a road win that you wanted to get. You needed to win this game to kind of set the pace because next week you're going to have a much tougher opponent, and it's better to go in with some confidence.
And I will say the other thing I think that comes up, the depth factor was critical tonight. LaGrange had more guys on the roster, and I think that was key too.
Yeah, LaGrange had some depth tonight, so they could rotate in players around, and that helped. Mahalka stayed in there pretty much the entire game. Towards that fourth quarter, there were some other folks running in for him. Defensive-wise, though, you could rotate. You started seeing some other guys go in there in the third quarter, especially when you could start to see your starting guys getting a little bit winded there in that third quarter. So LaGrange was advantage there. And then you could really see the drop-off for Cameron whenever their guys got tired. And again, they still, no matter what, third, fourth quarter, they were able to move the ball. And so Cameron, again, didn't get the score that they wanted to tonight, but I guarantee you they're going to have a tough time next week. But then after that, they should rebound. But then once they hit district, they're going to have a pretty tough district.
The Highway 90s tonight are 3 right there. They're all winning big. Platonia's up on Louise 31-0 in the fourth quarter. Weimer's up 35-7 over Bowling in the fourth. And Schulenburg is blanking Sacred Heart 28-0. And that district's having a good night because Ganado is up big on Van Vleck. And the Bloomington Bobcats are up big on Woodsboro, and Kennedy's winning. The whole district is won tonight. Is winning. I didn't see Danbury score, but Danbury is leading. Danbury is playing. Get this, before we wrap it up. Danbury is playing a non-UIL school out of Lafayette, Louisiana.
Huh.
It's a Christian academy, and they're winning that game. And I don't know where they're playing it, but if Danbury wins that one, that district is going to win all their games tonight. The Weimers, that's pretty good. All righty, 41-14. Congratulations to the Leopards. A good road win at Columbus next week. We'll have a few final scores for you after the game here in a little bit. Scoreboard tomorrow morning, and now we can set our sights on the big red machine that's coming to LaGrange next week. And Cameron has a tough one going to Sealy. So 41-14, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. They included All-Star Roll-Off, National Bank and Trust, Fayetteville Bank, Round Top State Bank, Adam Scheck State Farm, the Law Office of Mary Gunn, Readers Air Conditioning and Heating, the LaGrange Family Health Center, LaGrange Napa, Brawley Dental Clinic, and Alpha One Ford. Thanks to Mike Andrews back at our studio as always. Thanks to David Toffel. And we thank all you folks for listening. And again, the final score tonight, LaGrange 41, Cameron 14. That'll do it here from Cameron. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you folks at the fair tomorrow, the parade at 10:30 right here on KBUK. Good night, everybody.